Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo Won't Shine himself.
Of Harlem.
What up, what up, what up? Dímelo, mi gente, que lo que? You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo Shine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. El Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. Man, a lot of discussion yesterday, man, in the sport of boxing, man. It was a big letdown. It was a big letdown. You know, that has created some discussions, some other potential matchups. And you know what, man? And for the past 3 days, you know, we've been discussing the nature of the sport, where it's heading, where it's at, where's the status of it. And I said the other day that the sport of boxing is dead, but the business of boxing is alive and well. A lot of these fighters are getting paid well, which they deserve. You know what I'm saying? This is a dangerous sport. I wanted to be compensated very, very well. And if a fighter is out there, you know what I'm saying, trying to get them, just trying to get the money, you know, go get your money. But it's our job. It's our job as the hardcore boxing fans. Oh, I got a piece of, hold on. It's our job as the hardcore boxing fans to preserve the sport of boxing. Even though if the business of boxing doesn't want to preserve the sport of boxing, it's still our job also to preserve the sport of boxing. And if we're going to preserve the sport of boxing, we got to give credit to credit is due, to the people, to the fighters that's actually trying to keep the sport alive, just trying to keep the competitive nature alive, that still see this as a sport alongside as a business as well. You know what I'm saying? Every profession every professional sports is all business. You know what I'm saying? But there's also athletes and prestige athletes, elite athletes, great champions, that still care about the morals of competing and being the best. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez is still that guy. Manny Pacquiao has, how much money he had, he still was looking at the sport of boxing and challenging and keep on challenging himself. That's why he's an 8-division world champion, 5-time lineal, 12-time world champion, the ambassador, the son of the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT. You saw Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was in position to duck and dodge a lot of fighters. He was in position to do that. But Oscar De La Hoya fought the best of the best. Win, lose, or draw, he fought the best. And he also, even in his loss, he entertained. You could see that Oscar De La Hoya never really cheated us. He was the poster boy. He was the cash cow, but he never cheated us. Never cheated us in his performance. Never. We're used to, this is the way the boxing was built, so we're used to that. So the boxing fans and the hardcore boxing fans that really care about the sport of boxing, that really care about this sport. I'm not talking about these trolls. I'm talking about the real hardcore boxing fans. That's how we love the sport. That's how we learn to love it. And it's hard to let it go. It's hard for us that has been geared, that has been groomed and molded as these type of fans, that we were fans of Mike Tyson, fans of Julio Cesar Chavez, fans of Sweet Pea Whitaker, fans of Hagler, Hearns, Roberto Duran, Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis, and you know what I'm saying? Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, Hector Camacho, the Hawk. We groom to respect these fighters as like superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Superheroes. Even your local fighter, your local Golden Glove champion, national champions and stuff like that in your neighborhood, you call them champ. It's a level of respect that we have for fighters. It's a level of respect. If anybody in your neighborhood, you know, the Prince Nassim, Marquez Berea, Throw it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? All these legends that we know who they are, the legends and stuff like that. But even in your respective local community, when you see that fighter, you call him champ. Because you look at him as a fighter. He's not just an average Joe walking the street. He's a fighter, and that's how he makes his living. And we all fight for a family in totally different ways. We fight for a family when we go out there and work our 9 to 5 or 12 hours or whatever, entrepreneurship and stuff like that. If you your own boss, but a fighter, he actually fight for a living. He fight for his family. Bare hands, he sacrificed. Even when he's sparring, he's sacrificing to prepare himself to go to battle. See, you got to go to battle to go to battle. Put it that way. What a life. What a life. So I got to give respect to these to these fighters. But lately, I understand that the fighters are understanding the business more so than ever. They understand their value. They understand all the hands in the cookie jar and where these money is going. Guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, I believe, is an extreme talent. An extreme talent. I think he got special attributes that you can't teach. But he doesn't give a damn about the sport of boxing. He doesn't give a damn about being great. He wants great money. And we understand the business. I'm not gonna fall for him. I'm not gonna fault him for that. That's his hustle. For fighters, this is their hustle as well. For the business of boxing, his business handlers are like, you know what? We don't give a damn about the belts. We heard Coach Kenny time and time again. We don't give a damn about the belts. But they letting us know one thing about Gervonta Tank Davis, that his team and himself is letting us know he is about the money. So I'm good with that. So on that side of the business, you're the man. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, I can't give you all the daps. I cannot put you higher than any other fighters that's actually fighting for the sport of boxing, that want to challenge himself, want to be great, and want to be a Hall of Famer, and wants to be the pound for pound best, or whatever you want to call it. They want to be the best. They're still competing. They want to challenge themselves. They want to be regarded as but a great fighter. Gervonta Tank Davis, his route is not that. So I give him that. We're beginning to understand who's about the sport of boxing and who is not. So we gotta, but we're the fans. We're not in the business of boxing. So we gotta stay true to those who are really committed to being the best. And if we're talking about this young generation, like you see in the thumbnail, Teofimo Lopez, I've been calling him the commander-in-chief, the leader of this new school since the beginning. Why? Because I knew this guy was all about legacy. And me knowing that he's all about legacy is our job, my job with a platform. And I believe that everybody else's job that cares about boxing is to preserve this young man. You know why? Because he's given what the sport deserves. You know why? Because he's voiding the frustration of the boxing fans that always complain that, oh, these fighters are not like back in the days, man. They don't fight for the glory. They don't fight. They don't risk it. They don't do nothing. Teofimo Lopez is that retro type of fighter that you want in today's boxing. Teofimo Lopez, 15 fights. He's not like these other fighters or your other favorite fighters that have 30 fights and stuff like that. Their first 20 fights is a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of losing records. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a bunch of people that is at 3 wins and 57 losses. The next fight is 7 wins and 40 losses. The next fight is 0 wins and 9 losses. The next fight is 1 win and 14 losses. The next, how many resumes have you seen there? At the 15th fight, he already fighting for the world title. In the 16th fight, he's fighting the guy that's regarded not only a champion, but the pound for pound. 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. Respected by the pugilists of the game, respected by legendary fighters of the game. Lomachenko was regarded pound for pound. 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. And even the couple of legends in the game said that he wasn't ready for Vasily Lomachenko. Timothy Bradley didn't think he was ready for Vasily Lomachenko. Andre Ward didn't think he was ready for Vasily Lomachenko. A lot of people didn't think that he was ready for Lomachenko. And even when the shit was signed for him to fight Vasily Lomachenko, people were saying that he got to punch his chances. There was only one human being in boxing talk that said that Teofimo Lopez was going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko, and his name is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. And y'all thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy to that day. Y'all know the mother effing truth. Punch Drunk Boxing is the truth in this boxing talk. Shakur Stevenson, Another career that is not walking on eggshells, because Teofimo Lopez's career, y'all already know, is not walking on eggshells. It's not tippy-toeing daring to, he's not tippy-toeing to dare to be great like some of these fighters and stuff like that. He's not ducking and negotiating, and he about to get his first title shot, and he ducks and run like Frank Martin. No. Two different type of human beings, two different type of fighters, two different type of warriors and gladiators. Am I gonna say that Frank Martin is not a warrior? Nah, but he ain't no Teofimo Lopez or no Shakur Stevenson, as we all know that. Shakur Stevenson, another career that is not walking on eggshells. Another career that is not tippy-toe for him to be great. Another career that is manufactured and a bunch of dudes that has lost records and stuff like that and build them up and to hustle the people. No. Shakur Stevenson, champion versus Joel Gonzalez, moved up. Back-to-back Jamel Herring. Shout out to the Marine Jamel Herring, a respectable champion, a respectable human being, and a respectable ambassador to the sport of boxing. And then he go fight after that Oscar Valdez that beat Miguel Berchel. Miguel Berchel was considered the boogeyman. Back-to-back. Then beat Consocial. Consocial was a guy that regarded, people were saying that beat Oscar Valdez. All right, let me take care of that business as well. Since you think that he beat Oscar Valdez, I beat Oscar Valdez. Let me get him, I'll beat him. Then he moved up and beat Yoshino, who knocked out Nakatani, who's a respectable lightweight. Not walking on eggshells. Calling everybody out. Never seen nobody get ducked like this. In the span of 12 months, I haven't seen nobody get ducked away the way that Shakur Stevenson has been ducked. I never seen that. I never seen nobody in the history of the sport of boxing get ducked the way that Shakur Stevenson has been ducked in the span of 12 years. 12 months. Ducked by Haney. Ducked by Yorkie Cruz, a.k.a. Pitbull Cruz, Yorkie Cruz, Chihuahua Cruz. Ducked by Cambosos. On broad daylight. Ducked by Frank Martin. On broad daylight. Who else? Who else don't want a title shot? Who else don't? Ducked by Lomachenko. Begging to be a fight, man. There's a WBC. I thought the WBC was supposed to be the most prestige belt, and it's right there for the taking, and nobody want to touch it. Oh, no. I want that belt, but I don't want it. I don't want a challenge for that belt if I have to go through Shakur Stevenson. I don't. The green belt now looks dirty now. Oh no. Nah. You telling me that Frank Martin is ducking the green belt? The green belt WBC? Ooh, ducking the green belt. All in the span of 12 months. Even Shakur Stevenson. Even remember this tweet with George Camboso. Hold on. Let me give it to y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me one second. You remember this? Third person turned me down. Look at the date. And I haven't fought one fight in 135. No Camboso fight either. Let's see who's next. Look at Camboso. This is ducking on broad daylight. I done hell of a lot in 135, especially in the year. I'm on well-deserved holidays with my kids, anticipating my return in mid-next year. No one can question a damn thing after the year I had and the blood I gave to the of boxing. Full respect, Shakur. I feel in the end of the year war coming in 2023. So it's George Camboso. You ready for Shakur Stevenson? We holding you accountable. George Camboso, you ready for Shakur Stevenson? Because you said in December that you're going to be fighting Shakur Stevenson in the end of the year coming 2023. Well, we in the end of the year of 2023. We heading to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We heading to the fourth quarter. He needs a dancing partner. People are saying, what about De Los Santos? De Los Santos, up and coming, phenom from Dominican Republic. De Los Santos, that's a good fight. Give him the fight. De Los Santos, el Dominicano. People gonna be like, because I'm Dominican, I'm be like, yo, Punch, el Dominican, De Los Santos va a pelear con Shakur Stevenson, Puerto Rican, Dominicano. ¿Qué te gusta De Los Santos? Me gusta De Los Santos, pero Shakur Stevenson is gonna turn that plátano to totones. Se lo digo yo. No. I'm breaking things down on base logically and objectively. Esa de lo mío. De los santos de lo mío. Pero ese plátano, Shakur Stevenson, he's gonna turn ese plátano como un totone. He's gonna turn that plátano como un mangú. He's gonna turn that plátano como un fongo, Estoy diciendo la verdad, mi hermano. I got to say the truth, my friend. Ain't nobody beating Shakur Stevenson. Ain't nobody outboxing Shakur Stevenson 135. No. Nah. Ain't nobody outboxing. You understand why? And all of a sudden, everybody want to duck Shakur Stevenson. You know why? Because he implemented some power now. He implemented some power. You already know he had the IQ, he had the skills and the jab and the defense and the footwork and you know what I'm saying? And the movement, staying in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He got that Sweet Pete Whitaker type of ish where, you know what I'm saying? He can stay in front of you, duck, and make you pay, boom, duck, slip. You know what I'm saying? Parry the jab, do every kind of jab, jab to the solo plex, right hand, left hook, right cross. He throws every damn punch. He is one of the smartest fighters, probably the most complete fighter in the sport of boxing. And now they were saying, but you know what? Shakur Stevens, you know what I'm saying, his power. And now he has implemented power for the last 4 fights, and everybody running. Duck, goose. Low nose boxing in the building. What's good? Low nose boxeo con los 2 pesos de plátano. T.O. versus Cambosa 2, December MSG. Big room. Let's go. Hey, if the fight needs to happen, then the fight needs to happen. Hey, if Bud Crawford don't want a piece of Teofimo Lopez, if Ryan Garcia don't want Teofimo Lopez, if Tank don't want Teofimo Lopez, then yeah, go get Cambosos. Go get Cambosos. But Teofimo Lopez petition. This is what I'm talking about. Great moves from a great fighter. Petition. Hey, yo. Top rank petition for me to be elevated as WBO super champ so I can have a direct line to fight Bud Crawford. And there's people out here that they scared. They're like, oh no, T.O., no. I think you should fight Cambosos. I think you should fight Haney. T.O.'s like, I want to fight Bud Crawford. No, I think that you should fight. How about Barbosa? I want Bud Crawford. No, how about Ramirez? I want Bud Crawford. Yo, you know what I've noticed also? You know what I've noticed? That people can't even handle Teofimo Lopez greatness. Y'all guys been pampered so much with fighters. And y'all glorify fighters that never won for legacy, that when you hear Teofimo Lopez say, I want the win of Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, you guys are like, huh? Or petitioning to have a direct line in the 147-pound division because I want the undisputed. What you think his name was? You think his name was T.O. Cap Lopez? His name is T.O. the Takeover Lopez. He's here to take over. I don't understand what the hell y'all been watching. What the hell y'all been watching? You think he just picked that nickname and stuff like that because it sound good? Because he listened to the Takeover and it was the Takeover versus Ethan and it was Nas versus Jay-Z? No, bro. He's here to take over. No, Teofimo Lopez should fight. Come on, he don't have a chance versus Bud Crawford. You ain't think he had a chance versus Lomachenko when he was the underdog. You don't think he had a chance versus Josh Taylor when you were saying that he was mentally ill, that he didn't have to check himself in Bellevue Hospital. Y'all think he had a chance. Y'all thought that he was done. And he proved y'all wrong with Lomachenko. He proved y'all wrong with Josh Taylor. And hey, he could prove y'all wrong with Bud Crawford as well. But no. Because some of y'all motherfuckers is living in the clouds because of what Bud Crawford did to Earl the True Spence or Earl the Tuna Fish Spence. Oh my God. No. Don't go. T.O., stop it. Stop. Don't dare to be great up there. That's Bud Crawford. Do you know what he did? He beat Earl Spence from pillar to post. Don't do it. Bud is going after Canelo 3 division works. Don't do it. T.O., please, T.O. Motherfucking fun. Hey, yo, you know what I've seen in the comment section on Twitter? People are acting like Muhammad Ali's team was acting when he was going to face George Foreman. Y'all acting like the media was saying, oh my God, Muhammad Ali, don't fight George Foreman. You're going to die. You're going to get killed in that ring. And then Muhammad Ali proved y'all wrong. See, in the sport of boxing, the ultimate respect is the fighters that exceed the expectations. The fighters that get the most respect is those that exceed the expectation. Those guys that was the underdog and you ain't think they was gonna win. Why you think the people of the sport of boxing respect Manny Pacquiao so much? Because he's the little man moving up. Right? Lolo's boxer said a Shakur versus Joshua Vargas. Josué Vargas, MSG, battle for Puerto Ricans. Ese Josué Vargas es un battle de mamando huevos, el tigre, eh. No, que no que se vaya para xnwx.com o algo así, mimito, for fans only, a mamá huevo de aquí. No chance for him. No chance for him, Lolo's boxing. Jackie Hernández in the building. Jackie, la reina de boxeo. Randy de lo mío, con la bandera de República Dominicana. Randy look like he's ready for De Los Santos en Shakur. He's ready for De Los Santos en Shakur. Esa es la música de Los Santos. Te lo estoy diciendo, Randy. Ay, De Los Santos. Va a venir, mira, esa va a venir De Los Santos. Oh, ¿tú quieres pelear conmigo? All right, my friend. All right, baby. I go to Newark, my friend. I go to Madison Square Garden. I want the Shakur Stevenson. Ven, Shakur, ven. Ese De Los Santos, he want Shakur Stevenson. Y el Shakur Stevenson va a decir, hey, DJ Camelo, Alex Aceña, págame esa música, mi hermano. Págame la música, señor. Hey. Y le va a meter mano a De Los Santos así. Ay. Shakur Stevenson. Hey, he's going to take that plata to go and turn that shit into a totone. De Los Santos has no chance con el Shakur Stevenson, el boricua. Sorry, mi hermano. Ese dominicano no tiene chance con el Shakur Stevenson. Sorry, my friend. Yo soy dominicano, but I speak the truth. Ese dominicano no tiene chance para el boricua. Oíste, the potato salad in this event the Puerto Rican potato salad is gonna be better. Jackie Hernández con los 5 pesos a comprar un order de potato salad. Who got the best potato salad, the Puerto Rican or the Dominican? To be honest, the Dominican got the best potato salad. I gotta be honest. The pork chops, I give it to the Puerto Ricans, man. They make some good pork chops. You know what I'm saying? The best potato salad, I give it to the Dominicans. The best pork chops, I gotta give it to the Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? How about el arroz con guandule? Let me see. Who got the best arroz con guandule or arroz con or yellow rice with corn? The Puerto Rican with the yellow rice with corn. The Dominicans going to arroz con guandule. El moro, the Dominicans. Pork, I give it to the Cuban. I like the pork. I like how they season the pork, the Cubans. Hey, yo, Andre said, yo, did he really say Shakur Stevenson? Yeah, ese tigre Lono's boxing. He likes to see, he likes his way. Look, Lono's boxing, one of his favorite fighters is Josué Vargas. Yo no sé por qué. Ese tigre está mamando huevo. He's not ready. That's why now we understand why that guy was getting knocked out all over the place. Again, the last fight he was getting knocked out with a guy from the YMCA. Ese tigre, no wonder. Diablo, ni un tra. Hey, yo, Lono's boxing. Ese tigre couldn't even get his pee-pee, la mamada de his pee-pee from a tranny. Ese tigre was getting his pee-pee set from a guy with a long-ass beard. Mira ese tigre. Ese tigre es un sucio de verdad, hermano. Ese tigre es... He dirty. Yo, that dude looked like he was getting a pipi. ¿Tú sabes que le estamos mandando el pipi de ¿cómo se llama from the WWE Brian Strowman or something like that? Diablo, man. Saludo, Basu. In the building. What's good, man? I gotta keep it real. Also, Devin the Dream Haney is doing good. You know what I'm saying? He's doing good. He got some good names. He got Jojo Diaz on his resume. He got Jordan Navarro on his resume. He got Vasily Lomachenko. Even though with the Vasily Lomachenko, I believe that Devin Haney lost to Vasily Lomachenko. He got George Camboso and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He got something good. But the leader of the generation, in my opinion, he said, look at this. Because the BLK Wolverine says Stevenson is not a true champion. Mira ese hablador. Mira ese hablador. This is what's wrong with the sport of boxing, mi gente. Dice Stevenson is not a true champion. ¿Y qué es un true champion, mi hermano? Y dime, ¿qué es un true champion? Dime, explica a nosotros. Tell us all what's a true champion. That's the problem of this community. This is the reason why when I spoke to Baco, the president of the WBO, you know what he says? Hey, you two people are idiots. That's why the business of boxing don't even look at YouTube people. They think that we're stupid. Porque es this little comments right here. Es la estupidez of this community. Es la estupidez of this community, my brother. Yo, even if, I'm going to say it like this, ladies and gentlemen, even if you hate, make your hate make sense. Have you hate, but let it have an argument. Give it an argument. Give your dislike an argument. Huh? Give it a leg to stand on. Give it something to stand on. But no, I don't know what's going on with people in their lives. They feel like, you know what? I'm going to go to a boxing channel. I'm just going to say the dumbest shit out of her. Huh? ¿Qué está pasando con la gente? There's not a lot of things in the world today. A lot of things. Everybody got a smartphone, man. You can look at car channels and dog channels and cooking channels and stuff like that. Everything in the world, man. You got the U.S. Open. Shout out to Coco, man. You got the NFL right back. He needs to come to a boxing channel to say, Shakur is not a true champion. I don't know, Shakur is not a true champion. Te de la boca, cepíllate los dientes, mi hermano. High, low, dímelo con los 2 pesos de plátano. If it's moonshine, it has to be great better than Foster Flakes. Good looking out, good looking out. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. Que Dios te bendiga, mi hermano. Ladies and gentlemen, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson is maintaining the little morals and principle that the sport of boxing got left. Do you understand what I'm telling you, folks? This is why you got to preserve Teofimo Lopez. You got to preserve Shakur Stevenson. If you really care about the sport of boxing, and I think you see what I see. Braun Strowman. Ahí los boxing. Braun Strowman que le estaba mamando el huevo a Josué Vargas, that little bearded man. Ese tigre un sucio, mi hermano. At least get a tranny or something like that. I go something so people could be like, yo, my fault, man. Yo, I thought she was a chick. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was a chick and shit like that. Pero ese tigre went from a guy that had a bearded man y estaba sucio también el tigre. Eso es malo, mi hermano. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know where boxing is heading. Rapstar Boxing Knowledge, the voice of the UK, London, bro. HLD in the building was good. HLD Boricua. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Way. And I'm going to send the link. I'm going to send the link like I did yesterday and the day before yesterday. I want your opinion. And it's not only Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. It's also Bam Rodriguez going to be fighting Sonny Edwards. Bam Rodriguez that just got his jaw cracked up. Bam Rodriguez that could easily pick an easy fight from his injury. Got his jaw broken. Got the spirit of Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali got his jaw broken, let me get Ken Norton again. People like, nah, come on, Muhammad Ali. Come on, that's it. You over the hill, Muhammad Ali. You over the hill, Muhammad Ali, man. He had your jaw broken. No. And what did Muhammad Ali did in the rematch? Bam Rodriguez got the spirit of Muhammad Ali. Got his jaw broken about to fight Sonny Edwards. December. So is Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Bam Rodriguez. I would love to say Boots Ennis, one of my favorite young fighter, but not as young. Has not fought even a gatekeeper. It is what it is. I can't put him on that list. If y'all want to put Devin Haney, I can put Devin Haney. I can't put Tank Davis on that list. As a matter of fact, Tank Davis is the senior, so Tank Davis right now, he's going to be 30. Tank Davis, well, no, he's going to be what? 29 years old, though. He's 29 years old already, so I can't even say this young era. I can't even talk about Tank Davis. Tank Davis, yes, he's putting butts in the seats, but his team and himself don't want to challenge himself. He don't want to be great. You can't give him an award. If he retired right now, what he's gonna say? I beat who? I fought who and beat who? What? And let me tell you like this, Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis got some great skills. I believe he could be great. I really believe that Gervonta Tank Davis got the skills and talent to be great. And they think they live in the moment. And it's good. Some people live the moment. Some people, have you ever seen, especially Caribbean people, you know what I'm saying? Oh, poor people. You see how when us poor people that got money, see poor people or are smiling on our face, we always outside, we always having a good time. I know rich people must be like, damn, why these poor people live their life like they happy? They got nothing, but they live it like they're happy. And I understand Gervonta Tank Davis want to live the moment. But the difference, and this is what I'm scared of, Gervonta Tank Davis. We know the history of fighters that after their careers, they lose their money. Looking at Gervonta Tank Davis, and I'm just speaking from, look, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm effed up if I'm gonna judge him. I don't see Gervonta Tank Davis doing anything out of boxing. Like his speech is not all that. I don't see Gervonta Tank Davis being in the commentating booth. I don't see Gervonta Tank Davis doing anything other than boxing. And if you've been doing boxing your whole life and you don't got nothing else, see, I don't know if you got other businesses. I don't know. See, when you look at even Keith Thurman, I'm gonna give you an example. Keith Thurman, you could say, man, his career is irrelevant, but you could be like, yo, Keith Thurman can have a job doing analyst. You could see that Keith Thurman still could do things outside of the sport of boxing, right? You could see that Sugar Ray Leonard still could do things out of the sport of boxing. They're okay. But certain fighters, you'd be like, they're going to struggle after their career is finished. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner is struggling at this career finish. You could see that it doesn't look like Adrian Broner has a plan. Remember, he had boxing and then he wanted to be a rapper. Well, too old for the rap shit. He's irrelevant in boxing. What does he have? What does he have? So I know Gervonta Tank Davis go for the money. But you know what? I also see a lot of adults around Gervonta Tank Davis. And I could say I think a lot of people is making money off of him. Is he set up? Is Gervonta Tank Davis set up to succeed? See, Ryan Garcia, if he wasn't a boxer right now, I could see Ryan Garcia still being successful. I could see Ryan Garcia still being another Jake Paul. I don't see that from Gervonta Tank Davis. So I think Gervonta Tank Davis should. I think that Gervonta Tank Davis should acquire to go to stand on a legacy. Stand on a legacy. Punch Drunk, he said. Gracias que los 2 pesos. Lonos Boxer said Punch Drunk is the Hassan Campbell of YTBC. Hey, I'm serious around here, okay? I'm serious. If you care about the sport of boxing, you got to care about the fighters that care about the sport of boxing and the morals and the principles of the sport of boxing. Or yes, boxing is going to be completely dead. Because like I said, boxing is heading that way or probably is already there. You just heard what Tyson Fury said a couple of days ago when I told y'all the other day. You heard what he said. You heard what Tyson Fury said? He said he don't give a damn about the undisputed. He actually said, that's that. He said that's that little bitch's dream. Like who when did I ever say I want to become undisputed? Tyson Fury don't give a damn about the sport of boxing, the legacy, or nothing like that. He don't give a damn that we haven't seen a heavyweight undisputed in the past 22, 23 years and almost a quarter of a century. He don't care. And then looking at what Tyson Fury said, Jerry Anderson is supposed to be another phenom in the sport of boxing, a young phenom in which we're talking about. I couldn't even put him on the list because look what he said the other day. Jerry Anderson, that's supposed to be the future of heavyweight, said, I don't care about being a champion. If you don't care about being a champion now, of course, the elite heavyweight champion, the guy that's regarded the best, is saying that he don't give a damn about the legacy. Of course, Jerry Anderson don't give about the legacy. He cares about the money. He's not even happy about boxing. To be honest, I think that Jerry Anderson, and I like Jerry Anderson, but lately the things that has been saying is just letting me know he's not here for the gusto. He's not here for the legacy. He's going to have his Kawanaki moment. He's going to have his Ryan Kawanaki moment, the Polish fighter that had almost all this promises, then boom, wiped out. He's going to get knocked down. And people want to forget about Jerry Anderson because his mind was just all about the money. Think about the legacy because the money is going to come. The money's going to come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard to live in. Your career ain't going to die. ¿Ah? Ponche, dímelo, Jesús. Es decir, esposo de tronco y la boca sucia de boxeo. Cállate, la maldita boca, es sucio, viejo. Báñate. Hediondo. Mal parido. Sorry, Dios. I'm sorry. I said I'm not going to curse him. Brian Guzman in the building. Brian Guzman, one of the members of Ponce de Ronque Boxeo. Look at now. People getting tight. I thought people was going to be happy. I thought people was going to be like, well, there's a lot of people that I see in the comment section, but you know what I'm saying? Yesterday, we found out that the WBO has accepted the request for Teofimo Lopez to be a super champion to wiggle away from a mandatory and have a direct line to challenge Bud Crawford. Damn, Teofimo Lopez. This is why I'm a fan of Teofimo Lopez. This is why I respect Teofimo Lopez to the fullest. Because he just want to be great. And some of the people, you can't even handle his greatness. Because some of y'all was trying to shame him. You remember several months ago, Mother Effers was trying to shame him. Yo, why Teo don't want to fight in Barbosa? He's ducking Barbosa. He's ducking Regis Progress. Like, he don't want to fight the Regis Progress. They announced that he's going to be fighting Josh Taylor. I mean, I can't... Josh Taylor, shit. I mean, Josh Taylor did be Regis Progress. Shit. I mean, Josh Taylor is better than Barbosa. Y'all was asking Teofimo Lopez to fight a lesser challenge than what he wanted. And some of y'all are doing it again. Y'all doing it again. Why y'all do it with Teofimo Lopez? Teofimo Lopez is saying, I'm going for greatness, and y'all trying to hold on. Y'all trying to, you know what I'm saying, put a cap on his greatness. There were some people, I'm going for Vasily Lomachenko, and some people like, but fight Devin Haney. He's going to fight Vasily Lomachenko to be an undisputed. But fight Devin Haney, though. Why you left the tournament, though? Why you ain't fighting Devin Haney, though? Fuck Devin Haney had back then. Nah, I'm saying he could have fought Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Because they were supposed to be a WBC tournament and shit like that. And he could have fought Devin Haney. What about Vasily Lomachenko? I'm just saying. Then he want to fight Josh Taylor, and y'all asking him to fight Barbosa, and y'all asking him to fight Regis Progress. Always trying to. Yeah, hey, Teofimo Lopez is looking for greatness. Y'all always trying to give him a little second fiddle greatness or something like that. Y'all always on the no, Teo, no. And Teofimo Lopez always got to humble your asses. And now I'm petitioning her so I can fight Bud Crawford. Is Bud Crawford the guy that y'all say that he's pound for pound number one? Is Bud Crawford that guy? Tell me. Tio, high low, dímelo, Teofimo Lopez, the next frontier of boxing. ¿Ah? Dime, mi gente. Dime, señor. Teofimo Lopez, man, I'm going for Bud Crawford, bruh. I want the winner, Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, bruh. Yo, and I see somebody on Twitter, yo, know what I'm saying? He should fight. He should fight Haney. My man is going for Bud Crawford, bro. What you think the takeover is all about, man? What do you think the takeover is all about? You think he just, you see they call him the takeover? They call him the takeover because he's ready to take over. He's ready to take over. He's always ready to take over, but no. Yo, nah. You know what I'm saying? I think Bud Crawford's too much for him. I think Bud Crawford's too much. You saw what he did, man. He got no chance of Bud Crawford. So now we being fanages now. We trying to keep people from being great. This is the only era that we keeping people from being great. And look, I'm talking about realistic great because I don't want people to be like, well, you contradicting yourself, Punch, because you were trying to say that Bud Crawford shit, fight no Canelo Alvarez. I'm going to say, I said realistic. That shit ain't realistic. That's a video game. That's a video game. Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is a video game. Stop it with the nonsense. That's a 3 division going up. Ain't nobody in the history of boxing going 3 division up and stuff like that. Stop it. Y'all so in the clouds because of what Bud Crawford did in Earl True Spence. And y'all was talking so much ish about Earl Spence. And now y'all look at it like that win was like beating the fucking volcano. Y'all act like Bud Crawford survived the flood or something like that. Like he beat the flood. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like he Moses and shit like that and survived the flood or something like that. What's wrong with y'all, man? He beat Earl Spence. That's it. A guy that we all know had less skills than him. Guy that we all know had less skills than him. Earl Spence got nothing better than Bud Crawford. That shit was not like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No, I'm sorry. My fault, the urge. Noah's Ark. My fault, man. You know what I'm saying? I got hey, yo. I got it right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know all the names, the Moses and the Noahs and stuff like that. You feel me? It's all over here. It's all in the Bible. It's all over here. You know what I'm saying? It's all right here. It's right here. Mother effers and stuff like that. All I heard was Earl Spence is not that good. Earl Spence, all that PBC shit, they ain't that good. They don't fight the best. They're ducking. They're not good. They're not good. Earl Spence is not all that. Earl Spence is a drunk. Earl Spence is not the same. Earl Spence this, don't got no teeth. Earl Spence this. Earl Spence, let's go to Dubai, baby. Earl Spence ain't all that. And then Bud Crawford. And these are Bud Crawford fans. These are Bud Crawford fans that was discrediting Earl Spence. And then Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence. Yo, my boy Bud ready for Canelo. I thought Earl Spence was just all this. They ain't do shit. I bet Bud Crawford beat everybody that Earl Spence beat. The Bud Crawford fans wasn't giving no damn credit to Earl True Spence because he was linked to PBC, and there's another community out there that hates PBC. So y'all shit on every PBC fighter. But all of a sudden, Bud Crawford beat Earl True Spence. He beat the second coming of Jesus Christ. Oh, he is the second coming of Jesus Christ. He was walking on water. Oh, before that, Oh, a fight with Bud Crawford when Josh Taylor beat Jose Ramirez. That was a great fight. Josh Taylor versus Bud Crawford. Josh Taylor moving up. When Josh Taylor whooped Jose Ramirez, there was people that were saying that was a top three fight for Bud Crawford. But because it's Teo, and Teo is also a hated fighter for whatever reason. Maybe I hate his dad or whatever because he talk a lot. But now y'all saying that he doesn't have a chance, but Josh Taylor had a chance, and Josh Taylor and Bud Crawford was a good fight after Josh Taylor beat Jose Ramirez, but Teo is not a good fight. What? Huh? It doesn't make any sense, y'all. But when it comes with Teo, you guys will try to prevent him from being great. This guy wants to be great, but no point. Yo, nah, he should fight Haney first. Nah, point. Nah, he should fight the winner Regis Froger and then Haney. Nah, point. He should fight Matias. Nah, he should fight and unify the titles with Matias. He should nah, you know what I'm saying? He need to take care of that Cambosa shit. After he beat Josh Taylor, you already identified that wasn't Teofimo Lopez. You want Teofimo Lopez to fight Cambosa. You want him, Teofimo Lopez wants a crack at greatness, and you pushing George Cambosa to his face, you pushing Matias to his face, even though that's a good fight. But remember what Teofimo Lopez is all about. He's about to take over. He's the takeover. Not the makeover. Not the charity worker. It's to take over the sport of boxing. Bud Crawford, with the win of Earl Spence, looked like he's taking over the sport of boxing. Do you remember what Bud Crawford said? Bud Crawford, when he beat Earl the True Spence, said, "It's my era." Not on Teofimo Lopez watch. Because Teofimo Lopez is the takeover. Shakur Stevenson wants to be the best as well. Shakur Stevenson went to the lightweight division. He's going and he's already calling out what he said. He wants to call out Tank Davis. Even Tank Davis don't even like Shakur Stevenson calling him out. He said Shakur Stevenson is fake because when one of my wins, he was giving me all the credit. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the credit, but I still want to fight you. Every time Shakur Stevenson calls these guys out that he knows, they come up with it, but we're friends. We're friends. Man, Shakur Stevenson, yeah, he your friend, but he a friend that will F you up. You saw Haney's energy. You know that we talk. You know that we talk. You know that we talk. And everybody talking about this offer that Devin Haney sent Shakur Stevenson. Why we haven't seen that offer? How much was it? Can anybody in the chat tell me how much was the offer that Devin Haney that Devin Haney offered Shakur Stevenson? Anybody know how much was it? Because I remember Devin Haney offered Gary Russell Jr. It was 1.5. We seen the term sheet. We seen it all. Shout out to DHP. They put it out there so they could let the whole world know we ain't capping out here. We send offers. We show it to the people and stuff like that. Gary Russell ain't want to sign. Does anybody know in the chat how much was the offer? I dare to come with that 8 million. Like yesterday. Did anybody? Not punch, you know what I'm saying? It was that 25%. 25% of what? Now what I'm saying is that 25%. And you know what I'm saying? He took it. What was the 25% of 25% of $5? What was the offer, mother effer? No, you know what I'm saying? That 25%. And he dunked that 25%. You know what I'm saying? You tell me. Let me see the poll. Let me see the poll. 93 people voted. Who is the leader of this young generation in terms of legacy and keeping the morals of the sport alive? Teofimo Lopez, 70%. Shakur, 17%. Haney, 6%. Bam, 6%. Ed Perez said, at the age of 36 years old, his best days have passed him. If Little Gamboa can hurt Crawford and the Mean Machine can drop Crawford, Lopez has a great chance of beating him. Facts, Ed Perez. This is what it is, Ed Perez. People have been blinded. And it's okay. We all as boxing fans have been blinded. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe a lot of times, but we've been blinded. We all get humbled, man. You telling me that a lot of people didn't get humbled as a Mike Tyson fan when he lost to Buster Douglas? Yo, after that, ain't nothing could humble me, bro. Nothing could break my heart that when Buster Douglas, I'm gonna tell you like this, in boxing, nothing could break my heart. Break my heart. This is when I'm a young kid. When Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, nothing could break my heart than when Antonio Tarver slept Roy Jones Jr. I think that was the last time I was hurt. I was damn Roy. Damn Roy. You know, I copped the Roy Michael Jordan boxing shoes, and I was just and I wore it like regular sneakers. The thing is, people are blinded. They're fogged up with the victory and how Bud Crawford beat Earl Spence that they think there is no competition for Bud. Sometimes it's the beauty about boxing. Sometimes is the unfortunate part of boxing. If a fighter's lose, that's it. You think that he's done and he's no mas. If a fighter wins, he's God. Sometimes we got to have that middle ground. Sometimes that's why the hardcore boxing fans, we have to have these conversations and stuff like that. And let's come back to earth. Let's come back to earth, guys. Let's come back to earth. When Canelo Alvarez went on his super middleweight run, and he was looking like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter, he looked at untouched. He looked at invincible. I said, man, if Canelo Alvarez beat Bivol, I had Canelo Alvarez beating Bivol. I said Canelo Alvarez going to whip Bivol. That's how much. That's it. I was in the clouds. I was getting into that cloud. And then I said, look, I'm going to tell you like this. If Canelo Alvarez beat Bivol and beats Beterbiev, Canelo Alvarez should go to the heavyweight division and fight Alexander Usyk. Yeah, I've been there. I said if Canelo Alvarez beats Bivol, and I had him beating Bivol, right? That was my prediction. If he beats Bivol and then he beats Beterbiev, Canelo Alvarez is going to go to the heavyweight division and fight Alexander Usyk. And when Bivol did to the Canelo, I got humbled. Okay, back to earth, Punch. Back to earth. A lot of people won't admit it the way I admit it. In this community, a lot of people won't admit it the way that I admit it. See, back to earth, Punch. Back to earth. Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. This is what I'm telling the Bud Crawford fans, because if Bud Crawford fights next, and I'm telling you like this, if Bud Crawford fights Earl the True Spence at 154, and then it becomes a tit for tat type of fight, oh man, you're going to be let down. Then you're going to say, oh, Bud Crawford, that was Earl Spence. He just had an off night. Then all that praise you have for Bud Crawford, your heart is going to break, and you're going to shit on Bud Crawford for no reason. If Bud Crawford looks normal and still wins, y'all going to shit on Bud Crawford. Y'all going to understand that maybe Earl Spence just wasn't Earl. Leonardo Rodriguez. If another dumb SOB talks about Gamboa hurting Crawford, I'm a Jesus Christ that was 9 years old when Bud was cutting too much weight, 135. Everybody, I understand. You're looking out with a $5 super chat. I understand. Look, most of the elite fighters got hurt by fighters that we don't even know. Manny Pacquiao got dropped and knocked out by fighters that we didn't know. But he's still an 8th division world champion, one of the greatest that ever laced him up. Keith Thurman got dropped in his second fight. That doesn't mean Porter and Danny Silva Garcia dropped him. You know what I'm saying? Ugas lost 4 times, but he retired Manny Pacquiao. Who else? David Benavidez got dropped, but Caleb Plant couldn't drop them. Not even after he KO'd Anthony Durrell, probably retired Anthony Durrell. Canelo Alvarez got stunned early in his career, But he didn't get stunned by Triple G. He didn't get stunned by nobody else. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's how you finish. Not even how you finish is the middle part. You know what they say is how you begin is how you finish. And on actuality in boxing is what you did in the middle. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. No, because we talk like that, but no, Hopkins got retired and got kicked out the ring. Literally. He got kicked out of boxing. He got punched out of boxing. Retire, old man. He said, when we'll see another Cotto level Latino, we got Teofimo Lopez, my brother. We got Teofimo Lopez. César con los 2 pesos de Super Chari Parique. Gracias de lo mío, mi hermano. HLD said, damn, did Gamboa give the almighty Bud Crawford Bambi legs? Yeah, they gotta talk about it. You know why? Because people still talk about them and Haney by getting people. Look, if people don't like people bringing Gamboa that he stunned Bud Crawford, y'all still bring up Cambosa and Teofimo Lopez. Y'all still bring up Jorge Linares and Devin Haney. Yeah, people still bring up those shit. So they got to bring it up with Bud too. They're keeping the same energy. Bud Crawford is one of the best technicians in the sport of boxing. Arguably the best. Teofimo Lopez is a special talent. And I believe that Bud Crawford never been in the ring with somebody that has a combination of speed and power and athleticism like Teofimo Lopez. No, you name him. What fighter? Teofimo Lopez got more skills than Earl Spence. Who would argue that? Teofimo Lopez got more skills, got more tools in the bag than Earl Spence. The combination of speed and power and athleticism and IQ, I don't think that Bud Crawford ever fought somebody like that. But I could say that somebody has that Teofimo Lopez has fought somebody with probably equally credibly the technical of a Bud Crawford, because Lomachenko in his prime when he fought Teofimo Lopez was at his peak, and Teofimo Lopez outboxed that Lomachenko. I'm not talking about the Lomachenko after the Jermaine Ortiz that fought Devin the Dream Haney. I'm talking about the same Lomachenko after the Luke Campbell. I don't think Bud Crawford's ever faced that. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez didn't get hurt, didn't get dropped by Loma, by Josh Taylor, but he got dropped by Cambosos. Bud Crawford didn't get dropped by Earl Spence or Sean Porter, because you know what? But he got dropped by Mean Machine. So we don't know. We don't know. So I'm not going to even try that triangle. Let's not even do the triangle theory. All I'm saying is skill for skill. Teofimo Lopez is the best skillful fighter that Bud Crawford ever stepped in the ring with for 8-ounce gloves. Any debates? Any debates? Teofimo Lopez is naturally the best gifted fighter that Bud Crawford could have ever stepped in the ring with, if he does step in the ring with. Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his opponent. So if he fights to the level of Bud Crawford, we're going to see some great things from Teofimo Lopez, right? Right? If people do say that Teofimo Lopez fights to the level of his competition, then damn, if he fights Bud Crawford, we're going to see the greatest mother effer that we probably haven't seen in 50 years. Right? And Teofimo Lopez wants that work. Teofimo Lopez wants that work. Teofimo Lopez wants to be great. And you know what? Whether you're a fan of Teofimo Lopez or not, you know it and I know it. Teofimo Lopez is all about the work. It's all about the smoke, all about the legacy. There's nobody that can deny that. You can hate him. You can hate his dad. You can hate his mouth. You can hate his style. You can hate his look. You can hate his skin tone. You can hate that he's Latino. You can hate anything you want about Teofimo Lopez. One thing you can't say about Teofimo Lopez, that he don't want the smoke, that he don't want to be great, that he ain't scared of nobody. You can't deny the particular fortitude and mental fortitude of Teofimo Lopez when it comes to this boxing shit. You can't. You can hate him all you want, but you can't deny him. And if you're not a fan of Teofimo Lopez, I don't think you're a fan of boxing. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. If you're not a fan of Teofimo Lopez, you're not a fan of the sport of boxing. Not just boxing, the sport of boxing. Because Teofimo Lopez is the guy that he don't make you bitch and moan waiting for a fight. Teofimo Lopez is not a guy that's marinating fights or, you know what I'm saying, let's fight when the fight gets bigger and stuff like that and waiting for 5-6 years to fight a Lomachenko, waiting 4 or 5 years to face a Josh Taylor. No. No, that's not Teofimo Lopez. Leonardo Rodriguez con los 5 pesos super chat said, I agree. Teo is the most talented. Hell, probably out of everyone, he's the complete fighter, like buzz, skills, and power. But Teo's mental is the question. Teo's mental was the question versus going to the Lomachenko fight. Teo's mental was the question. No, I'm sorry. Teo's question was the heading to the Comey fight. His mental was questioned heading to the Lomachenko fight when, remember, he had the Mark Kragel interview and he was crying and stuff like that. Remember, people was questioning his mental. His mental was questioned versus Josh Taylor. Come on, man. I'm gonna say it again, Leonardo Rodriguez. I'm gonna say it to you like I'm gonna say it again. When it comes to that square circle, wherever he could be going, just like every other human could be going. Things could be going on in their private life, which might not be perfect, and they gotta, you know what I'm saying, they got some trials and tribulations, and they gotta work things out. But boxing is the safe haven of Teofimo Lopez. That's when everything is out. It's nothing comes in that boxing ring, that boxing gym. So you gotta understand, people still questioning his mental. I'm gonna say it like this. Because of the George Kambosos situation, you know how people are going to analyze Teofimo Lopez for a long time, and they could do it if they want. But I understand why. But people are always going to say, which Teofimo Lopez is going to show up? Is it a legitimate question leading up to a Teofimo Lopez fight? It's a legitimate question. I mean, it's legitimate to question that because what happened with George Kambosos. That's what people are going to question about Teofimo Lopez. But again, Teo in his A game is the most dangerous fighter, most gifted fighter, I believe, in the sport of boxing, especially of this young era. Good looking out, Leonardo Rodriguez. I'm gonna send the link. Let's go. Let's see if anybody want to chop it up. Let's go. I'm gonna send the link. Let me see y'all point of views. You know what I'm saying? Let me see y'all point of view. Let me see y'all point of view. Come on, y'all. El Rol. Dímelo, mi hermano. ¿Qué lo que? What's good, L? What's good? It's facts. Teo lost to Kambosos because of health and not mental. Facts. Facts, man. His mental is what got him in that ring. His mental is what got him in that ring. His mental is the one that be like, hey, yo, I'm ready to go. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what's happening with my physical, with my health. His mental, he's mentally strong to get inside that ring when his physical is not all there. ¿A dónde te fuiste, Lonos Boxing? Te fuiste de aquí, mi hermano. Try again. So is Teo going to keep mira esa suciedad, mi hermano. Mira eso. Dike, is Teo going to keep ducking Haney? Why he got to duck a pillow-fisted fighter for what? Ducking him for what? What does he have? Huh? Did it? Hold on. The same old man. Is he gonna duck? Is he gonna keep ducking Haney, a guy that's ready to petition to fight Bud Crawford? But they're thinking, oh no, it's Haney. What's good on those boxes? Dímelo, mi hermano, ¿qué es lo que? Dímelo, boricua.
Yo, salute, Punch. You already know, me and you we the captains. of the Teoholics, you know what I mean? But I gotta disagree with you as far as Lomachenko and Bud Crawford. Lomachenko is not on Bud Crawford's level. Lomachenko has no answers at all for body shots. That was the difference in the Devin Haney fight. That's how Salido beat him. And that was one of the moves that Teo used on him besides everything else. Lomachenko is not on Bud's level at all. Lomachenko is an A- fighter. Bud is an A+ fighter, bro.
That's the level. That's the same level.
But if Lomachenko would have countered the body shots against Devin Haney, he would have won that fight. That was the difference, the body shots. Bud Crawford, if you go crazy on his body like that, he gonna catch some shots and start mollywopping you upside your head. So they're not the same, bro. Teofimo beating Lomachenko is not the same as Bud Crawford, bro. Loma's not on that level.
I don't think that Haney body shot was effective. I think that Devin Haney's body shot was the only thing that he did good because Lomachenko took away his jab. So that's the only thing that you could credit that people was crediting Devin Haney. That's why everybody kept mentioning the body shot because everybody was looking for the jab that wasn't there, which Lomachenko neutralized. So everybody looking. So what did Devin Haney did? The body shot. Did it back up? Did it back up Lomachenko? Did it stop his attack? You know, boxing.
It did stop his attack because every time Devin Haney hit him, every time Devin Haney was going to the body, all Lomachenko was doing, he covers up and he backs up and resets. He wasn't countering, bro. That's what I'm saying. Throughout the whole fight, Lomachenko was. Devin Haney.
He almost landed. He landed over 20 shots in the championship. In the championship round, Lomachenko was taking it.
I scored a 7-5. I scored a 7-5 for Devin Haney. The first time I watched the fight, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was going off of emotions and the TV and the screaming. I had Lomachenko winning the fight at first. After I watched it 2 more times, I scored a 7-5 for Devin Haney. It could have went either way, but there was times. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There was times in the round where Loma wasn't doing nothing. And Devin Haney was going to the body, but then when Lomachenko was opening up a combination to the head, he was landing shots on Devin Haney. And you know, I'm not even a Devin guy. I'm not part of the Devin fan crew. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Devin guy, but I gotta call it how I see it. I watched it 3 times. Devin Haney won that fight. He didn't win in the manner that Teo did. It's still a good argument, Punch. I'm not saying that you're dead wrong because it's still a good argument. It was a close fight, but based on what I saw and what I liked out of it, I think Devin Haney's body work. Lomachenko had no answer for it.
I want to piggyback off that. Let me get the super chat. Charles Edward Cheese, a.k.a. Queso, con los $100 de super chat y pari que a comprar gasolina de 93. Ya, mujer, no compre comida, que vamos a tener comida mañana, ya. I'm not gonna buy the cheap cornflake and the cheap and the cheap supermarket gallon of milk. Me la voy a comprar ¿cómo se llama? The good gallon of milk. The good gallon of milk, not the supermarket brand. All right. Gracias, mi hermano. What I was gonna piggyback off this, I've heard people say this, right? I seen the fight again. I scored the fight again. The question is, when you saw the fight again, are you looking at it because people say, oh no, Devin Haney, it was a closer fight than that. Nah, Devin Haney won. So because I've done it before. When people say, nah, Punch, you got to look at the fight again. You can look at the fight again. So when I'm looking at the fight again, I'm just looking at, like with the Brian Castellano with Jamel Charlo, and people like, nah, Punch, nah, you had it wrong. So you guess what? You got to see it again. So my eyes now are looking at, what did I miss from Brian Castellano and then forget about? So then I'm like, oh, yeah. So Brian Castellano did pretty good in this fight. You know what? It was actually closer than what I had it. Did you watch the fight again because you wanted to see what Devin Haney did? Or you're looking at it like, nah, I was right how I had it in the first time. And look, Loma, and this what Devin didn't do, and this what Devin did, and this what Loma didn't do. Or you looked at it because you wanted to see what Devin didn't do. You just focus on Devin. How was it?
It wasn't about the scorecards. Me as a boxing fan, whenever I watch a fight and it turned out to be a good fight, I'm the type of person I watch it more than once. And every fight that I see where I watch it the second time, that's when I start doing my scorecard. You know, it had nothing to do with why Lomachenko didn't get the victory. I watched it again just to watch it again. And every fight that I rewatch, I score it. When I watch a fight for the first time, I'm just into the fight, enjoying the fight as a fan. Whenever I watch a fight the second time, I rescore it. You know what I mean? Just like when I watched Teo and Sandor Martin the second time, I seen that fight the same way as I seen it live. I had it 7 rounds to 3 for Tio. Same thing when he beat Loma 7-3. I mean, excuse me, 9-3.
Yo, I seen that fight 4 times and I scored it the same way.
Which one?
The Lomachenko and Devin Haney. Yeah. And sometimes I may get, oh no, I give this round. You know, I even on my one of my scorecards, I said, nah, this was a Devin Haney round. But another round that I gave Devin Haney, I said, nah, this is a Loma round. And then it still come up with 116, 112.
Either way, it was a close fight, punch regardless. That wasn't a robbery.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight.
It's just like when I started doing that after I saw the Danny versus Keith Thurman fight live. When I saw that fight live and people were booing Keith Thurman like Danny got robbed, I watched it again and then I started scoring it. And then ever since then, whenever I watch a fight again, I'll score it, regardless.
What's good? HLD Boricua. Tenemos los Boricua aquí today. Boricua, Aguadilla, Bayamón, Carolina, San Juan.
Pero oye, carajo, vengo al panel porque quiero comerme a otro por allá. Y ahora tengo que joder con el Boricua que está en the panel with this cat and shit, bro. I mean, coño, bro. No, man. None of those body punches. Look, the only time you consider body punches to be effective is when they do some of a damage to the other fighter, which it never did in that Devin Haney fight. Not once did it make Lomachenko say, oh shit, or slow his ass down. Not once. Now, if you want to see effective body punches, then yeah, go look at what Teal did to Loma and see how he kept that man at bay for 7 rounds because of it. Now, that's effective body punching because it's causing damage. Now, when it comes to that Haney fight, the only reason we're talking about body shots is because that's the only thing the kid did in that fight. That he had there was nothing else to talk about. He was getting his ass smoked. I mean, since when do body punches overtake effective punches up in the skull? Never.
Well, one guy's not doing nothing for most of the round, and then when he does open up, he lands a couple of combinations. That's one thing, right? Devin Haney's body shots, they weren't having the effect as far as the punching power, but they were still connecting. They were still landing. And
yeah,
they were
but those punches don't overtake headshots.
Hear me out. But on top of that, he had no answer for it. You know what I'm saying?
What is an answer? It's a body shot. It don't affect me. I'm coming at you.
No, you answer. You catch and shoot. You counter. You take that away. He wasn't doing that. He didn't take Devin Haney's power.
So because he didn't fight what you wanted him to do his fight, he wasn't doing anything. He was out punching him.
Bro, I saw that fight 3 times. Man.
I know you did.
I'm not a Devin Haney fan.
No, but wait. When I saw the fight, I saw the fight for the 87th time with the candle lights on, no volume, playing Kumbaya, la, and then I saw Devin Haney won that fight, 11-1. Come on, man. That's not the way you can't go about it where you know all the shit that was going on. I saw the fight live with a group of super pro Haney guys, and we're calling the fight as it went on. I had it 8-4. I mean, I'm sorry, I had that 9-3, and on a rewatch, I could see where I could give him at best 8-4.
But see, that's what I was saying earlier. The thing is, the only reason why I rewatched it, like I felt like I didn't need to watch. Like for me, that was an easy fight to score, in my opinion. I didn't feel like I needed to rewatch the fight to rescore the fight. I only rewatched and rescored the fight to see what the people see that Devin Haney did. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. When people would, you got to see the fight again. Am I seeing because I didn't know what I saw? You know what I'm saying?
I just tell me one fight in the history of boxing that I'm talking about the majority of active champions who were rooting for him.
That was going for him.
That was going for him. Active champions that all said Devin Haney's gonna smoke Lomachenko. We're rooting for Devin Haney, and walked out of that fight all saying Lomachenko got robbed.
Even celebrities that went for Devin Haney said that he lost.
I mean, like I said, we see what we see, man. Either way you put it, bro, it was still a close fight regardless. It's not like it was a
8-4 is not a close fight.
Well, 8-4 could be a good fight because
it's a good fight.
It's a good fight. You know what I mean? As far as on the scorecard wise, 8-4, 9-3 is not really close. And I had an argument with somebody, not an argument, a conversation. We was talking about fights like 9-3, right? So the dude was telling me that I told homeboy that Teofimo and Lomachenko was 9-3, right? So he was telling me, so you trying to say the fight was easy? It was the fight because the 3 rounds that Lomachenko beat Teofimo, he was beating the shit out of him. For those 3 rounds that he won, on the scorecard wise, it was still 9-3, which is not close. So
He
you can win the fight 9-3. It can still be a
Raw
tough fight
Boxing
if it's
TV.
9-3.
He perdido Raw Boxing TV. ¿Dónde tú estabas, mi hermano? ¿Dónde tú estabas? ¿Qué pasó, mi hermano? Robici Ramírez está ganando. Dímelo, mi hermano. Cuba, 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 Cuba. What's good, brother? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? What's good, Raw? What's good? Young, y'all back on here saying wild shit. Mira.
Yeah, buddy.
Back.
Hit the link.
Back.
Hit the link.
Good looking out with the super chat, $5. Yeah, we back at it. We back at it. We back at it.
You can hit the link, man. It's out there.
Era. We back at it, man. What y'all think about the topic? And it's, in my opinion, it's not only Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. For me, it's also Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez for Cuadras, Rumberside, has broke his jaw earlier this year, getting back in the ring this year versus Sonny Edwards. You got to give credit to Teofimo Lopez, Bam Rodriguez, Shakur Stevenson. I give Devin Haney credit as well. He's going to 140 to fight Regis Pro. I give him credit. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Teo, Shakur, Bam is leading the way.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%, bro. Like I said, man, Punch, me and you had that talk earlier on IG, right? Where I was saying that I don't want Teo to fight Bud, right? But I got to give Teo credit. When Teo says he want to fight somebody, I believe him. He's not the other guys that calls people out and doesn't fight them. If he's calling somebody out, I believe he's gonna fight them, and he's showing it, bro. And not only does he fight them, he beats them. It's like the kid's crazy, and I mean crazy in a good way. He probably training for these guys way before he's even scheduled to fight them. He been wanting Lomachenko since he had 10 fights. He fought him, and he knew everything he had to do in that fight. Same thing with Josh Taylor. So if I hear Teofimo talking about, I want to fight Bud Crawford, I believe him. He's not the type of fighter to call you out, and then all of a sudden when that fighter doesn't have a fight lined up, he doesn't fight them, or he goes and fight somebody else like other fighters do. You know what I mean? So I believe him when he says, I'm going to fight somebody.
But that's what I was telling you, low nose boxing. I'm telling you that look, remember Teofimo Lopez, when he was the leading up to the Lomachenko fight, he was calling out Josh Taylor. They was calling Josh Taylor out here. They was calling Josh Taylor here when they haven't even fought Lomachenko.
After we get the undisputed, we want Josh Taylor.
that pussy, remember? So what I'm saying is, Teofimo Lopez, his call out for greatness is like it's even too much for the fans. It's even too much. Look, and you respect Teo on that, and him positioning himself to have a direct line of Bud Crawford is too much for you.
You see the mutual respect,
but I would say to Lowe's, because Lowe's don't want Teo to fight Bud.
Why not?
He think it's too dangerous.
For who?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, HLD. Teo is fortunate to be in a division within 135 and 140. Those two divisions he got money there, bro. He got Javante Davis there. He got Devin Haney. He got all these guys there. Ryan Garcia becomes the champion.
Oh, man, those are all big names that are running from each other. Let's keep it a buck. All these names are running from each other. They don't want to look. They don't want no smoke with Shakur. We're about to get to that in a second.
Yeah, I know that.
But we know that's not happening. I mean, there's big names, but they're not fighting each other. They're not doing nothing. It sounds good. It does sound good on paper. But none of these other fucking big names want to fight. The only two guys that are looking for all the smoke is Teofimo Lopez and Shakur fucking Stevenson. Those are the only two names. And that's why you see that there's a mutual respect amongst these two. Why did this man retweeted Teofimo? Yo, man, because they know that the game is all fucked up. These guys don't want legacy. They just want that easy paper, and that's it.
Well, we forget one person's name that wasn't listed, man. Terrence Crawford's on that list as well. The guy's trying to fight Canelo. You got to give him credit for that.
No.
Nah,
He's 36 years old. I'm talking about this generation.
So all right, yeah, the young guys, yeah, Tio, El Shakur, and Bam, definitely them three.
Yeah.
Out of the young guys, yeah, and to an extent, Devin Haney, because I give Devin Haney credit for this. Even though he ducked Shakur Stevenson, he ain't fight him. That was a low ball offer. At least Devin Haney turned around. He's still fighting somebody that's dangerous.
He's not fighting. We don't have that official yet. That's still off cap until he signs that dotted line and stop bullshitting about dates and fake announcements like he did in July 28th.
I thought it was December 9th. I seen on the boxing.
Nah, bro, that box, the Haney voice. You mean the Haney voice? Full of shit. They did the same thing on July 28th when Devin Haney went on ESPN to announce the fight for October 28th. He never even signed the contract. The only person that signed the contract was Regis. He's out here clout chasing names and shit, but he ain't making it happen. It's not official until he signs it. Which is then he came out with the fake news about Fury fight date. Well, bro, Fury announced his fight July 11th. So then why are you on the 20th of July? You're still announcing for October 28th.
Well, if Devin Haney's not gonna fight Regis, if I'm Tio's team, I would send an offer to Regis. I'll snatch that fight right away.
Well, we'll see where this comes, bro. Because for right now, man, it's funny business.
The options, right? The options that I had in mind for Tio, right? The options are getting thin right now. First people were talking about Ryan Garcia. I'm not fond of the Ryan Garcia fight right now because Ryan Garcia is coming off of a knockout loss. I'd rather Tio fight Ryan after Ryan redeems himself and becomes a champion. Because if he fights Ryan right now, all he's gonna do is compete with Tank Davis to see who knocks him out sooner. And I don't like when Tio fights guys that he's supposed to beat. I'd rather see him fight somebody that's a challenge. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Let me ask you a question.
But if he gets paid, hey, man.
Let me ask you a question, Lord knows boxing. It's an easy answer. It's an easy answer, easy question. What is Teofimo Lopez nickname?
The Takeover.
Exactly. That's what he's about. He's not here to waste our time, his time, have 50, 30 fights. No. 15 fights, give me Comey. The next, give me Loma. Couple of fights, give me Josh. I won't, but I'm about to take. That's the name. That's the approach. I'm about to take over. What did Bud Crawford said after the fight? This is the Bud Crawford era. Teofimo Lopez. I know I'm the takeover. This is the way that he's been moving since day one, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's some fights for him in 140, but it's about taking over. These guys don't want to even give an opportunity to be taken over. But if Bud is there, I know he got the rematch clause with Earl True Spence. But again, if Bud Crawford goes to the 154, and let's say the WBO did the same thing they do in the Jamel Charlo, right? They strip a Jamel Charlo. He's fighting Canelo. If they do the same thing, maybe not. I'm just assuming. If he drops the belt, then Teofimo Lopez can have an opportunity in one of the most lucrative divisions in the history of the sport of boxing, in which I believe if Bud Crawford is not there, it's still open season in the welterweight division.
It's still open season, but all right, the big challenge, the big name there is Bud Crawford, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Bud's gonna stick around 147 for long after the Earl match. So
what's a bigger fight?
If Bud Crawford moves up, right, gets out of that division, there's no point for Tio to move to 147 right now. I understand the Bud fight, that's the ultimate challenge, and right now that's the big payday. Bud Crawford is a pay-per-view guy now. But you're going to move to 147 to fight Alexis Rocha for that stay at 140 and clean out that division and go down as the greatest 140 guy of all time. Because right now, Punch, this might be one of the greatest 140-pound divisions I've seen in a long time. I think this is better than Danny's 140-pound era as far as the guys in the weight class.
I think Taylor already had the best run at 140 as far as competition was.
Yeah, he had the best run.
He had the best, and it's already been done. And we're never gonna hear the name of Taylor as the greatest 100. It's just the 140-pound division does not carry that
Well, hold
that
on,
aura.
But also, you can't expect Teofimo Lopez to dictate what everybody else is going to be doing next. Just last year, we're talking about the welterweight division with Boots, and we're talking about Virgil Ortiz, and we're talking about Thurman. That's it. Nobody respecting Thurman. Let's be real. Nobody. He's irrelevant for a lot of people. Boots hasn't even fought a gatekeeper. Virgil Ortiz is out of here. Conor Ben tested dirty. Earl Spence going to 154. Danny went to 154. Sean Porter retired. Bud Crawford going to 154. So not even the welterweight division. Look now, Boots that's been that. Look at Boots was linked to all these guys in the welterweight division that said they're gone. They're gonna be gone. So if I was Boots, I'd go to 154 right now because that's where you're gonna go eventually. That's your money fight. Go fight Fundora. Go get Erickson Lubin. Go get Brian Castano. Go get Danny Swift Garcia.
147 is light.
But at 147, even these guys in 140 may not stay long as well. Ryan Garcia may be like, you know what? Shit, let me go to 147 because I think it's open season. I think a lot of people could set up shop at 147, in my opinion.
No, but there's always a time where we have a welterweight era where the guys at welterweight are guys that moved up from 140. You know what I'm saying? And then there's an era when we got guys that are real welterweights as far as they started their career there. So once Boots Ennis moves up, and once Terrence Crawford moves up, 147 is gonna be a weight class filled with guys that moved up from 135 and 140.
What's good? Charles at the cheese con los $100 de super chari pari queso. Everybody, queso. Hey, he said we need a super 6 at 140. Everyone fights each other. Every win is a 14 mil payout. Every loss is 7 million payout. Damn, I don't think everybody is.
Yeah, that's big money.
That's the big money. The one with the best record at the end is King and gets a bonus 5 million. Let's get it. Contestants: Shakur, Tang, Tio, Haney, Garcia, Gary Antoine Russell. I'm gonna tell you like this, man, and it's deeper pause because you still got Hitchison. You got him. What else? Who you got?
You got Brandon Lee. I mean, he's there.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they're moving. I don't like his.
Gary Antoine Russell. We got Gary Antoine Russell up there still.
And they're moving them slow too.
They're moving them slow.
We still got Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is a proven guy.
You still got Cepeda. You still got who else is
Then we got Devin up there. We got Ryan. Ryan's gonna fight for a title from what I heard. I don't know how true that is. Pro Grace, yeah, we got Super.
Yeah, Charles at the cheese, you left out Pro Grace, Charles. Charles at the cheese, you left out Pro Grace.
Damn, we left them out too, bro. Because we didn't mention it. But my bad.
I was reading. Tato Raw Boxing TV, te esperamos aquí, mi hermano.
But I like what Charles Edward Cheese is saying. That Super 6 idea is needed. I think it definitely is.
Absolutely.
I think that the money is a little bit off. I think it could be more of the maybe $10 million pot per fight or somewhere around there, and split it 7-3, or maybe it may have to be a lot less than that because there's not that much money like that for that.
I think
who would be a Super 6 up there? Who would be a Super 6?
My Super 6.
Who would you put in the tournament? Yeah, in that tournament, who would you put in there?
Tio, Pro Grace, Tank,
Devin.
Until he's officially signed at 140, he's not at 140.
And to be honest, even Ryan and Devin is still not officially 140.
No, they're not.
Tank
did.
Tank, Tio, Pro Grace. I think Jose Ramirez is still a good fight.
Absolutely. Subriel, man. You forgot about Subriel.
Subriel Matías.
Oye, nosotros estamos picados hoy, bro. It's
Diablo. Charles at the cheese, tú dejaste a Matías, ese que the man that killed the man in the ring. También.
We're blaming Charles Edward Cheese.
Nah, you got the Elite 8. I think it got to be the Elite 8.
The three champions.
And let's not forget, remember, this is the landmine division. We got to mention your boy Josue Vargas también.
No, that's your boy.
¿Qué te pasa? ¿Qué te pasa usted? That got his pee-pee sucked by Brian Strowman.
I don't know that. You saw that? I didn't see that.
Yo lo vi.
Yo no vi. Yo me libré de eso.
Yo lo vi.
Yo escuché eso.
No, yo lo vi de verdad porque, hey, I have a boxing channel. That's a bad rumor, right? I just want to make sure that wasn't a rumor. Y yo vi una suciedad, and I pray to God. Sorry, perdóname, señor. Esa suciedad. Mira, the boxing signs.
You crazy, yo. Yo, the chat was hilarious today, bro. Yo, Punch, the chat is hilarious, man. Somebody called you el boca sucio de boxeo hoy.
Ese tipo más parido. ¿Ah?
Yo, Punch, you had me down when I mentioned Cambosos to you in the DM. You was like, yeah, hold on, ese tipo es sucio, Cambosos.
You know what it is? It's like I said yesterday. To be honest. Look, I want Tio to get that get back, but I think with the win with Josh Taylor, it was, and the way that he beat Josh Taylor is like, really, does Tio got to prove to the fans that wasn't Tio? Like, I think he don't, with that performance, he don't got to prove to fight Cambosa that wasn't Tio that day. He proved it with Josh Taylor. I just feel like
we talked about that the other day, Punch. I said that if the landscape of boxing says there's nothing available, right? And okay, lo que queda este huele bicho.
I agree with you, right? Here's my thing.
Then get him off, smoke his ass, bro. And
it's not about proving to the people, right? Hold on a second. Hold on.
It can't be proven to himself because he knew that.
My thing is this: it's about for himself, so he can get that personal get back. It's not about proving to the fans. It's about himself, and then you got to think about what's really available. Let's think about what's available. Let's forget about Buck Crawford right now. Ryan Garcia and him, I think that fell apart, whatever the case may be, right? I was hoping maybe Jose Ramirez, but now I'm hearing that Jose Ramirez might be fighting Barbosa, right?
That's not going to happen because their manager's not going to put both of his guys against each other just for the possibility of fighting Matias. That's not going to happen.
All right, so who's really available? Who's really available for Teofimo right now? Tank.
I think Ramirez is the available guy for December.
I like that fight, and I like that fight because that's
the only guy. I think Tio's going to smoke him. I mean, I don't see. It's just too. Yeah, look what you did to Taylor. People keep on forgetting. When was the last time you saw an underdog as big as Tio go against the top guy of a division and smoke him the way he did?
Yeah, that has to be one of the Teofimo, Bud Crawford, and Inouye have the three best performances of 2023 based on the level of guys that they beat and the manner that they did it. Teofimo did it coming off of one of his worst performances. People were questioning him. People were saying that he should go in a straight jacket. People were saying all type of stuff, and he went in there and put it together. And besides the first two rounds, because that's the only rounds I gave Josh Taylor, and maybe the 10th, Teofimo smoked him. He outclassed him. He was in there
He knew it was the favorite in his fight, and so was Crawford.
Yeah, absolutely.
That puts Tio the winner of that.
And I think Tio could have knocked him out in the 12th round, but then he started.
I was thinking too, man. I was thinking too.
He hit him with that right hand, yo.
I felt like he had mercy on him, bro.
I don't know. I think he just felt like, whatever, I'm going to silence the crowd, whatever, because he knocked him into the ropes, and then Josh Taylor was holding him. Teofimo was trying to get off, and then he just turned around and ran to the ropes and, climbed on the ropes and got his win.
Like, yeah, man, I don't got to do nothing.
Josh Taylor was looking at the clock like, please, man.
And they almost robbed him. And they were going to rob him. That's the crazy shit. They were going to rob him, bro.
Yep.
If he didn't have that big 12th round, bro.
And manito, let me ask you something about Shakur Stevenson, man. You're my Boricuan brother and on the panel.
What's up?
Do you feel that since the day this young man decided to claim his birthright as being a Puerto Rican by way of his father, that this young man has caught a lot of hate? A lot of hate from outsiders and from within, which one want to call it, the same very own foundational Black Americans.
No,
he claimed Puerto Rican.
I don't think so. I mean, I've seen it on one channel, but for the most part, because I've been on other channels that's more black, and everybody praises support Shakur Stevenson for the most part. I seen one channel one time. I forgot the name of it, and I don't really care for it. But they made a whole video like really that they were talking crazy about Shakur. They went as far as to say when Shakur fights Devin Haney, being that he wants to be Puerto Rican, this is going to be Puerto Ricans against blacks, and that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So Stevenson has garnered hate behind that. No, I think.
Well, you haven't been seeing it firsthand, besides what you just mentioned.
Fan base be hating on Shakur, but I don't think it got anything to do with him being Puerto Rican. No.
Well, I've seen it firsthand many a times, not only on his Twitter feed.
I don't think I think there's been discussions and debate. I think there's been shaming of Shakur Stevenson because there's been people that have said, "Oh, he's trying to use the Puerto Rican.
He's a fake Puerto Rican.
He's a fake Puerto Rican. He wasn't raised Puerto Rican, so now he just want to take advantage of the Puerto Rican." Like
he has the right to use
and to the point where he said that I never claimed that I was like raised, but yo,
He is. I mean, what the fuck? There's nobody with anybody fucking says.
You can't deny your blood, right? It's like the movie Creed. You seen Creed, right? Creed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used that as an example.
Example, Creed. Example, Adonis, right? Adonis' name was Adonis Johnson. When he found out his father was Apollo, the part where he asked his girl, when the girl said, Apollo Creed is your father. That's your name. Use it. That's his father. Shakur Stevenson's father is Puerto Rican. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with him wanting to get more in touch with the other side of his nationality. He wants to go to Puerto Rico and learn about his heritage. So be it. He got the right to do it. And at least he's doing it real. He's not faking it. If he starts walking around La Bandera and starts acting like Tito Trinidad, now you know he's clout chasing. He's keeping it real who he is because his culture that he grew up with is his black African American.
Yeah, he's a Jersey Rican. I mean,
but you know what? Even if he does that, he has the right to do it. It's almost like
absolutely
like Nori. He has the right,
you know,
to do the reggaeton and stuff like that. Even
I've seen on his Twitter feed a whole bunch of fucking assholes talk that shit to him, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of Black Americans have turned on him with that shit. I've seen a lot of that. Then
Shakur should start using that more.
Oh, it's up to him. It's not for me to tell him. Yeah, you know, that's his choice, right? And I'm respectful either way. Now, I've seen that, but then I'm also seeing, you know, other Latinos chiming in, talking the shit, trying to cause divide.
Yeah, stupid. I seen that too.
You know, cause divide. And hey, I'm down for the smoke with all of the motherfuckers who are on top of that shit, even with my own kind. Because you know we got some knucklehead Puerto Ricans too that talk that stupid shit like Josué Vargas did with Cepeda when he was talking that shit. I was so happy he got knocked the fuck out because I'm not down with any of that shit. You could uplift your nationality, your creed, your ethnicity without having to be talking that down shit about anybody else. There's no need for that.
Right now, to the point for me, being that Shakur Stevenson is half Puerto Rican, and you know that Puerto Rico and Mexico has a rivalry in boxing, I'm counting his wins as rivalry wins. And right now, the only two Puerto Rican fighters that have winning records against Mexicans right now is Shakur Stevenson and Danny Garcia. Those are the only ones. You know, listen, let's be real. There hasn't been an elite level Puerto Rican fighter from the island that's going to be a Hall of Famer since Miguel Cotto.
Amanda Serrano, ¿qué te pasa?
We're talking about the guys. We're talking about the guys.
We're talking about
okay. All right, now está claro.
We're talking about the guys. We had some champions. We had Teofimo Lopez. He was doing all right, but as soon as he ran into Salido, se sacó la mierda in Puerto Rico twice.
No, but you see, but why you shooting yourself on the foot? Because Amanda Serrano became undisputed by beating Erica Cruz, la Mexicana.
All right, now like I said,
she's the only Puerto Rican to be seven.
You gotta add at least three. That's the three, right? That's the three.
Right. Either way, we haven't had a real elite one. Like Sucreo looks like he's the goods, but I still see things in his style that's not gonna let him last too long either. He gets hit too much for me, man. He's strong, he's tough, but he gets hit too much. If we fight somebody with power that can counter punch like a T.O. or a Tank, he's gonna be in trouble, bro.
¿De quién tú dices?
Sucreo, as good as he is, he gets too much.
He leaves himself open. He does.
He gets hit too much. Yeah, he's not shooting.
I saw him over there in Minnesota, and And yeah, I just didn't like. I didn't. I don't know,
Hey,
man. He has no defense. His defense is his offense, and that's it.
I
hey,
say
yo,
like
HLD, let me ask. Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead, punch.
no, I was gonna say the Matias, even though that that's the vulnerability on defense that he got holes on his defensive end, but that's what he's gonna create that type of magical fight though. Is that vulnerability that he's gonna create a magical fight? I say I do see him and Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez also he's offensively sound as well. That and he also likes to fight. If you make him fight, he'll go out there and throw down with you. I think that could be a great fight.
Counter punch galore. That's what's that gonna be. You're
And
counter
speaking of,
punching.
HLD, I want to ask you because you're Puerto Rican, right? I feel like they're doing a horrible job marketing Subaru Matisse. And if I was a promoter, it'd be so easy to turn him into a star. First of all, he doesn't even need to know. He doesn't even need to talk English because Puerto Ricans, we love our fighters like that. That's one thing he got going for him, right? He's Puerto Rican, right? He's a knockout artist, right? And he talks trash in Spanish.
Yep.
I watch his interviews. He's a slick talker, and he got that. He
talks shit about everybody except with the Teo when they ask him about Teo.
I saw that. Yeah. He got that street element to him, like that reggaeton type of, you know what I mean? So he's not quiet like Cotto. He's not as charismatic as Tito, but he has the it factor as well. They need to put him in the garden. They need to put him in there with somebody like Adrian Broner, or put him in there with a Mexican, somebody that's tough. He'll be a star. He'll be a pay-per-view star, bro.
They need to put him in the garden. That's a fact. They need to put him in the garden.
He got the fan base. It's not like you see the Cubanos for some reason they have great fighters, but they don't have as much of a fan base like that. Argentina tampoco. You know what I'm saying? The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans do.
That's the guy that you put him on the East Coast. Either you put him on Madison Square Garden, Hulu Theater, Barclays Center, Atlantic City.
Yeah, man.
If you keep him there until he really pops off. Give him 3 fights there, 2 or 3 fights. If you have 2 fights, a magical one, but give him
even if it's in the Hulu Theater, right? I mean, that's where they need to start him off at.
By 2025, by early 2025, he has an epic unification battle, epic fight.
But he's already up there in age, right?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I don't know how old he is, bro.
New member, D-Wiz, 26, new member. Gracias de lo mío. Good looking out, my brother. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that.
Punch, you seen the video that I sent you, right? I made a video about that, about Subriel, like, you know, how he could be a pay-per-view star, bro. That kills me.
I've been talking about that. You know, I don't, to be honest, I don't know what they're doing with his career. In terms of
man.
They're doing a horrible job.
And he was supposed to fight Lipinets, and I think that fight fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next now for Shakur, man?
For Shakur, where they got De Los Santos, right? But I don't.
It's the same side of the street.
Yes, exactly.
Over there with Ghost.
Yep. As much as people talking about the De Los Santos and stuff like that, but PBC, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want Pitbull Cruz to fight Shakur. They didn't want Frank Martin to fight Shakur. What makes
De Los Santos is all quiet now. Wasn't he chirping all that shit? And where's he at right now? This is the moment to be chirping. You ain't chirping.
Yeah,
Está calladito, bro. Está calladito.
I would like Jermaine Ortiz for Shakur, but Jermaine Ortiz is busy, I believe.
That's what I said yesterday when I was on this motherfucker's panel yesterday. He talking shit about Ricans and shit.
Who's talking shit about Ricans?
Yo, Punch, you good?
Hey, my friend, this is open panel.
Okay, es que tú sabes que yo quiero respetar el panel. So we got the fat bitch, the fat bitch cunt who's got a journalistic degree worth as much as the toilet paper I wipe my ass with, Broadway Joel.
For bro, the panel's open for you too.
No, tú quieres venir, vente para acá instead of blocking me like a hoe.
What's going on? What happened?
No, I mean he had a space over there. You know they do the whole Twitter thing space, and I come in with this punk ass talking shit. Hey, I'm like talking shit about Shakur. I come in there, yeah, man. I come to help settle some of the score here, man. With you guys talking crazy about the Jersey Rican, and he the fake Rican, blah blah blah, talking all this mad shit about Shakur with his claiming being Puerto Rican. I ended up cooking his ass on the subject itself with his little bitch ass hating self. Because there's no need to be hating anybody's culture or anything or whatever the fuck it is. But that's what he's on. And I pointed out what should be happening because they're not going to put De Los Santos in there with. He's on the same side of the street over there with Ghost Martin. On top of, he was trying to say that he was trying to say, well, the De Los Santos is better than Martin, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
No,
Martin just smoked Rivera, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something, man. Frank, even though Frank Martin's last performance wasn't great, and I don't go by that, Frank Martin, to me, skill-wise, would have been Shakur Stevenson's best fighter, best opponent, and that's including what's his name? Oh man, what's his name? The Mexican that he beat, the one with Canelo's team. What's his name? The Mexican guy, Valdez. Yeah. This guy he brings more tools. He's a skilled fighter, man.
Mira el puto hablando mierda ya asomó que finalmente. Oh, man, ahora tengo que respetar porque está Ranger. Carajo, Ranger, viniste a mala hora porque me va a coger aquí cagándome en la madre uno ahorita.
Nah, go ahead. Do what you got to do, bro.
AJ in the building was good. Bro,
what's up?
In the building. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the panel is there. Se puede defender ustedes. ¿Qué es lo que usted dime? Ahí está. Se lo estoy dejando para ustedes.
Pues gracias, bro. Yo, Broadway, man, why you acting like a fat hoe out here, bro?
What am I walking into? I don't
walking into. Now, ahora te vas a hacer el pendejo after you block me and everything because you talking shit about Puerto Ricans, bro.
Who, me?
No, me, man.
Oh. That's Ranger that's responding to you.
Oh, no, I'm talking about esta acá.
I was about to say,
no es para ti, papá. Yo te dije que viniste a una guerrita. Si se va a hacer una.
Okay, y'all do what you got to do, and as soon as y'all done, I'll get in. I'll get in the topic, whatever the topic is.
yo, Raw Boxing is like, I haven't been out here in a minute. Ya pensó la guerra.
Bro, it's been, believe it or not, it's been a year since I've done a boxing video. I've been working on my other YouTube channel, and I've grown it, but it's obviously.
I haven't seen you such a long time que el pelagato este que entró aquí ni me importa ya porque yo, man, you got much respect for you, man. Much respect for you.
What's up, fam, man?
What's good, Raw? What's good, Raw Boxing? What's good, Ranger?
Me traíste el pastor aquí que no puedo ni soltar el fuego que quiero.
I want to give time,
here, man.
My brother Rage. I got to give time. Bro, Joel, heard what you were saying. Bro, Joel. Bro, wait, está ahí. Yo te oigo. You muted or something?
Yeah, nah. I literally came in, stepped away from my phone, so I let him talk to himself for a little bit, just so he could feel stupid. So I had a space yesterday, and this dude hops on and says, Edwin De Los Santos is going to turn down the fight, and this and that, and he doesn't want the fight. And I said, how do you know that?
Now you're capping right off the bat. That's not how we even started.
Hold on, I'll let you talk. I told him, I'm connected, bro. He's not going to turn down no fight. This, that, and the third, Boricua power, all this.
Ah, mira que sucio. Ahora hablando mierda. Why you delete that space, bro? Why didn't you keep it up?
No, I kept it up.
You didn't keep it up.
I did. I just kept
and you blocked me, too.
I did block you. I did.
Yeah, you did. Because you're full of shit. You've been running your mouth a lot of this ya shit and the divisiveness. Look, man, me and Punch have been boys. I don't know, three years now or so, Punch. Y nunca había una falta de respeto. Talking about que si yo el boricua soy mejor que tú dominicano, que la yuca mía mejor que los plátanos tuyos. None of that hateful shit that you always shading on, bro.
Punch.
Always shading on.
Could you just remove him? Because he's
no, you're gonna remove me, you fat bitch. You can remove me from your fucking channel, whatever the fuck you want to do. But you now hear it. You stepped into the fucking realm. Now you deal with it.
Okay.
Cesar, que look at that with a super chat. Con los 2 pesos de plátano, mi hermano. Oh, good. What up, Tommy? Let HLD. You said when he was in the panel. Let's all so everybody in the chat see what's the on his side. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let bro finish what he has to say.
Let the journalist speak clarity, not with the rah shit. Speak in full terms.
Again, interrupting. All right.
Go ahead. Full turn.
Let me know when you're done.
No, bro, you go ahead.
Right,
speak clearly.
Anyways, like I was saying, I never threw shade at Puerto Ricans. I mean, go to my channel. I mean, I don't know, Punch Drunk. You subscribe, right? You ever heard me talk bad about Puerto Ricans, Punch?
I haven't heard, to be honest.
Nah, never. And HOD
He
hasn't.
doesn't even watch his shit, bro. What are we talking about?
Okay, no problem. Obviously you do. I don't know who the fuck you are. You know who I am.
Oh, you don't know who the
Lord
fuck
have
I
mercy.
am.
No, who are you?
Ahora sí está hablando
Do you
mierda.
have a YouTube?
Bro, let me just step in on this one. On defense for HLD, HLD is not big in YouTube because he don't want to be big in YouTube. Because
Okay.
HLD could have opened HLD could have been active in this channel for about a year since I've known him. And trust me, in my channel, in which a channel that I've abandoned, he was a hot commodity. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't know you, Broadway Joe, and so I'm not gonna be throwing anything at you. But I just in defense out of HLD and in defense because of the question you threw,
I ain't throwing.
if he's a quote unquote not known in YouTube, that's by choice because he's
Okay.
got the talent. He's got the talent to be
All right,
freaking great.
you entitled to your opinion, but though
No, of course.
yeah, the type of energy he's throwing out when I never. So this is something that's been happening to me often by Puerto Rican fans who accuse me of being racist, and then when I say go to my channel and pull
What
up
was the first thing you said when I say, yo, man, why you talking all this about the Jersey Rican, bro?
no,
What was the first thing that came out of your mouth?
what are you talking about, bro?
Ah,
Yo,
se te olvida, huele bicho. So conveniently, bro. You got no balls, bro. You're a hack.
all right,
You're a hack.
all right.
You got your 5 minutes of fame degrading Suleiman, and you think you're the shit with your $2 fucking degree. Get the fuck out of here, bro. The only thing that came out of good at that whole entire interview you had was that you got the information about Shakur being a mandatory. Everything else was you trying to get 5 minutes of shame, trying to be great. The fucking man who's been in boxing all his life through a second generation, but you haven't done shit for it.
Okay, cool. You done?
Oh, I'm not done. You can keep it up whatever you want.
All right.
But yo sé que you're a bicho, bro. You talk that shit. You throw shade. I've heard you many things. Se me para la oreja, but I'm like, let the shit slide. Let the shit slide. But I've heard you many times.
You're the only one that says it, but you got no.
Because I'm the only motherfucker who got the balls to tell you to your face.
Nah. Listen, I listen. I don't know, man. You need to smoke something, get some pussy or something. But
My hermanito, get a real job. Get a real job. How about that?
You the one calling people.
Get a real job. How about that?
All right. You don't know what I do for a living, Papi.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Exactly.
It ain't too successful, man.
All right, cool, man. That's your opinion, my brother. But anyways, like I was saying, this dude try to hijack my space, interrupting everybody.
Put that space out then. Put it out. Play it on Punch Unboxing.
Then manipulating.
Go ahead and play it on Punch Unboxing.
Manipulating what I'm saying.
Go ahead, play it on Punch Unboxing. If I'm capping and I'm full of shit, put it on Punch Unboxing the entire space from the moment I got in. Actually, from before, because I know you were talking shit.
All right, bro. All right.
Yo, real quick, brothers.
You got any questions before I dip?
Yo, real quick, I got to dip right now too, because my break is about to be over. I'm at work. It was a pleasure chopping it up with you guys. Yo, Punch, thank you for having me on the panel. Broadway Joel, I've seen you before on the Boxing Voice. Congrats, a pleasure to be on the panel with you too. HLD and the other gentleman, I don't know your name. Yo, if y'all want, you can subscribe to my channel too, Low Nose Boxing. I'll be doing my little boxing thing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Talking boxing, so,
I'll check you
have
out.
a good one. Yeah, man. Low Nose Boxing is on the avatar.
I got you.
All right, brother, Lord, take care. Get back to work. Antes de Supervise, este tigre no está trabajando.
Hold on, punch. Before I go, you got any questions?
Hey, the question is, look, what do you feel about Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez? I said that these guys are the leader of this generation in terms of keeping the morals and the principle in the sport of boxing. What do you feel about them, man? And if
you're gonna tell you everything I told him on the panel, man. He made a video without my points.
HDD, déjalo hablar porque de verdad I haven't even heard his side and what. Because don't cut him off so he could say his side. I don't know what's going on.
Mute, man.
In reference to Teofimo, I think the guy is supremely talented. He to me, he's already Art has an argument to make the Hall of Fame, two division lineal.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel about him. I just wish, you know, his mental or what he says is a little bit more respectful. But hey, man, that's just the way that I go about it.
Yeah, he
But,
wants him to be a bigot like him and talk that crazy shit.
and then as far as Shakur Stevenson, I don't like the way he went about with the Devin Haney situation, as far as like sneak recording and then posting it. Like that's something that like I wouldn't do. But you know, this is a new generation with social media, you know, where people could hop on panels, talk tough, knowing they never gonna see somebody, and then you know, shit like that. So
Bendito, tú sabes que yo te vi en Minnesota in the Subriel Matias fight, fool.
Yeah. So
I saw you. I saw your fat ass.
Yeah. And did you do something?
There was nothing. There was nothing. There was nothing to be said. There was nothing to be said.
So hold on.
There was nothing to be said. How many? It was what? 7 months ago. 7 months ago. But what you did yesterday, what you did yesterday would have had me front and center, all up in your grills.
Juan de la Cruz con los 5 pesos de super chat. Gracias, Romeo. He said, it's a shame that we have this type of energy screaming Dominican, Puerto Rican. It should be all love.
It should be all love.
Yeah, man.
It should be all love.
Right,
in the many years that I've been on these panels, I never talk shit de mi hermano cubano, de que la comida del metro, de que yo soy pero yo, release the fucking thing, bro.
Hold on.
You had a problem.
What did he say about Puerto? What he said about Puerto?
What did I say about Puerto Ricans?
Que lo suelte, que suelte el video ese.
No, but hold on.
Que lo suelte.
Let me just say this. Listen, I don't want to beef. I'd rather just talk boxing. You've been on my show before, and we vibed before.
Exactly, because you weren't on that bigotry shit.
Yeah, and what I'm telling you is I never said anything about Puerto Ricans, my brother.
All right, está bien. You want to say that, but you won't release it.
I don't. The space wasn't recorded.
It wasn't recorded. Okay.
It wasn't.
Está bien.
Like I said.
Pero dilo, que él dijo.
Brother, él tiene problema de que Shakur Stevenson reclama su herencia de ser puertorriqueño y que los puertorriqueños claim him.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. This is what I said, and this is where I think he has a problem with it. So Shakur Stevenson is half Puerto Rican, and I said. And so he was saying that, no,
you said he's a fake Puerto Rican.
That's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
What I said was, I was like, we can't compare like him to Subriel Matias because you know, like we gotta understand this guy.
But who's comparing him? You are. I wasn't, and I'm the Puerto Rican.
What I'm saying is,
what I'm saying is, if I'm not throwing no comparison, I actually called him a Jersey Rican. Why the fuck are you comparing them? Why are you trying to create a divide? Why are you trying to say what? Am I claiming him to be Tito Trinidad? Miguel Cotto?
No. What you said?
You are.
All right, man. All right, listen. How can we come to a resolution? Because obviously you.
There's no resolution. It's already known what's in your heart, bro. The resolution is that you need to fucking stop that bullshit.
Stop what bullshit?
That bullshit that you haven't throwing shade.
I've never thrown shade.
You can't. Hey, since you have that 2-cent channel, I know you can't afford to have this on your name.
Okay, I mean,
I get it.
You can't afford a YouTube channel. You can't afford a camera and a light and a microphone and a laptop. That's why you on your phone right now.
I can't go to Canal Street like you did and get what you get. I get it.
All right, brother. I'm gonna hop off this. Yo, Punch, shout out to you. Everybody go to my channel, Broadway Joel.
Don't go to that channel, man. It's a shit channel.
Don't go to HLD's channel either.
It's a shit channel. It's a shit channel.
All right, brother, man. Take care. At least I let the panel be open for defense.
Yo, hermanito, bro, perdona. Veniste, te fuiste y llegaste como te fuiste.
I'm gone for a whole year.
I'm gonna run him out for another 2 years.
I'm back in this YTBC. It's like.
He left for a whole year to decompress. Wash away the sin. Wash the sins away.
He's about to send them back into.
Y viene la mala palabra. Viene el demonio.
I
Thank
literally
you.
walk through that door and I tell my two oldest kids who's been kind of trying to drag me back to boxing. I said, boys, you ain't gonna believe what I'm about to do. They were like, what? I'm about to jump in a live stream with Punch to talk about the very thing I said I wasn't gonna talk about anymore. And I get in here.
Es una
And
señal
the
de
very
Dios.
first thing
Eso es Dios castigándote. Él te dijo que te saliera y no volviera. Te paz y tranquilidad, mi hermano.
Oh
Man,
my
No,
I
but
apologize for that, man.
look at the beauty of it right now. We got
Hey, I ain't
Dominican,
tripping.
Ah, man.
and look at the beauty right now. We got Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Cuban. The
And
three
Cuban.
islands.
Boom, el
The
Caribe
three
completo.
islands.
El Caribe.
El Caribe
Y mira,
completo.
y aquí no hay, y aquí ahorita no hay esa mierda de que shade de esto, shade de los otros. Nunca lo ha sido así.
No,
Yo,
ya
man, I'm
déjalo,
so
ya,
happy to hear
ya
from you.
déjalo que él estaba aquí. Ya already went at it.
But
you know?
listen, I just wanted to get in here because I really missed. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I miss talking boxing, and I miss chopping it all, with you guys. But like, there was a lot of things about, about the current state of boxing that I wasn't happy with. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example, right? I'm not gonna say boxing is lacking talent because that will be a lie. There's plenty of talent out there.
Yeah.
But look at where we're at. We are a year after our last encounter, and we're still talking about these fights that should have happened, that could happen, that might happen, that the Teofimos of the world, the Devin Haneys of the world, they still ain't fought each other. But I
2023
miss
is
the
good.
sport. I miss the sport. Don't get me wrong. I just I don't know, somewhere along the way, I got disconnected from emotionally from what was going on with all the he said, she said. I was talking to G Funky a long time ago, and I told him, if you notice, most of our live streams are becoming more of what this fighter said about this other fighter instead of, man, this fight's getting ready to happen and did this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Un bochinche.
yeah. I just grew
It's
apart
gossip.
a little bit, but I do miss the sport. I just wish that we had a way to force these fighters into fights. I wish that boxers didn't have the freedom as broad as of a freedom as they have to never fight a specific fight when the fight needs to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. The future of the sport is unknown. As of now, the sport is still good, but
I actually said 2 lives ago, I said that the sport of boxing is dead. The business of boxing is flourishing, alive and well.
perfect.
Because if people are coming from outside the sport of boxing and making millions, that means the business of boxing is alive and well. But the sport of boxing, to me, is dying. That's why I have the Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, because these guys are probably the breed of the last champions. These guys are still going for legacy. Legacy means a lot to them, but is the business of boxing catering to the fighters that's going for legacy, or the business of boxing is catering to the Gervonta Tank Davis, to what Tyson Fury? If 2023 has been a great year, and everybody always say that, not everybody, but a lot, but it's been like a quote in boxing that wherever the heavyweight goes, boxing goes. Yeah. Tyson Fury, being the guy, had the responsibility of locking a deal with Alexander Usyk, especially this year. That's been very, very good. But what he said, let me fight this little exhibition with the UFC MMA. The business of boxing,
glory.
Right working. And then what he said in the interview saying, well, who the one that said I wanted to go for undisputed? I ain't never said that. I'm going to get more money fighting this guy. And if you don't get the little money that I'm offering, then forget about it. Like,
yeah.
Damn. And then on the same day, the same night, not the same day, exactly the same day, a story from boxing scene of Jared Anderson that's supposed to be the promising the future of the heavyweight division says that he doesn't need to be a champion.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. That's the kind of thing that's like, damn. I'm old school, even though I'm young. I'm old school. I grew up watching the Maromero Páez of the world. That's Julio Cesar Chavez, the young De La Hoya, Trinidad, Cotto, Sugar Shane Mosley, Pretty Boy Floyd, all these people that, I mean, as much as people want to talk about Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd fought everybody. We don't have a Pretty Boy Floyd. We don't have a Pretty Boy. We have a lot of money maze, fighters with skills after the bag, but we don't have a Pretty Boy Floyd as we speak right now. We don't have. we don't have a Sugar Shane Mosley that will fight head to head with whoever. We don't have the Tito Trinidad and De La Hoya that were willing to put all differences aside, sign a contract, and bring a legendary fight almost 30 years ago. We don't have that. And I feel that in the sport of boxing, we talk about more the tweets of a boxer talking about another boxer's wife and talking about how much bad money he makes. And if you don't take this chump, and that's where I'm like, damn, man, like we need to switch. We need to switch the attention from the bag to what's gonna happen inside the ring, because otherwise this sport ain't got much to go, man. And
well,
you stated perfect.
The handlers got the fighters thinking like the business more, and that's what they're following. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm not mad about a fighter making. Shoot, I wish they made more than what they're making now. But let's keep our mind on loading up your legend status, so to speak. You know, when you retire, that people say, man, this dude fought this dude, and people want to say whatever they want to say about Oscar De La Hoya. But one thing you can't say is that Oscar De La Hoya ran from, you know, like he fought everybody. Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody. Sugar Shane Mosley fought everybody. You know what I mean? Bernard Hopkins had legendary fights. Roy Jones Jr. I mean, we don't have that. And these are all fighters that, whether they have an O on the records or not, they got the glory. None of these young punks can stand next to Roy Jones Jr., who's lost damn near 10 fights or more, and say, I'm going to go down in history as a better boxer than you. None of them. And Roy Jones has almost, what does he have, 10 or more?
About 10 losses.
Right? So, but why? Because Roy Jones Jr. fought everybody.
And you know what's funny? And that's why people be like, yo, you always a Tio. Because Tio was one of those guys. Tio, look at his resume. His resume is not about keeping manufacturer and fighting a bunch of guys that's 3 wins and 40 losses. The next guy 0 wins, 9 losses. The other guy 2 wins, 14 losses, just to build him up or something like that. He fought a champion in 15 fights, just like Shakur Stevenson got his belt in 12 fights and things of that nature. These guys are not manufactured, and they want legacy, and they fighting for the legacy, and they're gym rats, right? And I remember Teofimo Lopez before the Josh Taylor fight. He had an interview where I forgot what one of the guys that he trains with in the TMT gym, and he goes, no, Tio, you know what your problem is? You know, you got problems. The thing is, you take it too serious. You take the sport too serious. You take it too serious. You know what I'm saying? And you know what Teofimo Lopez said? He said, then I guess I retire then. Because he was trying to convince that people want to see Gervonta Tank Davis and the business and Gervonta Tank Davis and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, I'm going for legacy, and Tio's going for legacy. And it felt like Tio was like, damn, you are old head, you know boxing, and you have adopted this mindset. And Tio was like, might as well retire then, because this is a guy that wants to go for legacy. The same thing for Shakur Stevenson, the same thing for Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez didn't have to fight Ron Vasai. He didn't have to fight. He don't have to fight Sonny Edwards after his jaw getting broken this year and going back in the ring to fight Sonny Edwards. And us boxing fans, there's always going to be the business of boxing that we're not in. Our job, I believe, is to preserve the sport of boxing. The little morals and principles that got left, that's our job. The time that us fans become the managers and say, no, this fighter should not fight because Tank got more money and stuff.
Yeah. That is
we talking about the 50-50 offers and all that bullshit.
Yeah. That's the kind of cheerleader talk that's killing the sport. That's the kind of cheerleader talk that's feeding this mentality, this business mentality, and leaving in the dark the actual fighting mentality. Because as a fan, I'll drop $100 right now on anybody that's willing to tell me how do they benefit financially from any fighter based on what the fighter makes or not. You know, say Tank Davis, your boy Tank Davis takes a fight for $100 million. How does that benefit you as a fan? The only thing that's going to benefit you as a fan is what's going on inside the ring. And if all you want to do is talk about what's not going to benefit you, which is the money the fighter's making, then you're leaving aside what actually benefits you, which is legendary fights. Yep. So then we can't be complaining about, oh man, boxing is dying. No, you killing the sport.
Yep.
You with your little cheerleader talk, y'all killing the sport.
Yep.
You, when you feel the need to make excuses as to why a fighter's not taking a fight with another fighter when you don't know a damn thing as to what's going on behind closed doors, you killing the sport. You killing the fan base.
It puts us to have to talk because they put that out in there. Damn, ahora yo me tengo que aprender a little bit what's going on with the business. I gotta then rebuke this person on the shit that they're talking about, and then we always forget about what the point of the thing is that we want to see the best fight the best, great competition, and that's it. Yo, Bunch, let me ask one question.
Let me get the super chat right quick. Ferrari, good looking out with a $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. God bless. He said, Punch, please ask Tio, what did Bruce Lee mean when he said honest expression of oneself is the true martial art? I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'll ask him. Matter of fact, let me, I got you right here. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Let me read this comment real quick from G Smooth. He says, miss your channel, Ranger. Are you back to the toxicology? LOL. Joking. We need you to keep this other white TVC under game, brother. I'm not back, but I'm going to be real with you. My 2 oldest kids, ironically enough, the more I want to run away from boxing, the closer my 2 oldest kids are becoming to boxing.
Hey, that testosterone.
Let me reintroduce.
They want to go to chaos.
Let me reintroduce Ranger and Robert. Ranger is the godfather of the YTBC. If those who don't know, Ranger was the primary channel in the YTBC when the YouTube shit started. You know what I'm saying? So he is the godfather. So every toxic ish that's happening and the good shit is happening, you blame it on this man right here.
Yo, Ranger was, look, when I came into the YTBC, Ranger was the first gentleman to allow me on his panel. I was a rookie. I didn't know shit. My HLD that I had was all in white letter shit. And
you did great.
And you know, I was, you know, to me it was an honor, and it still is. You know what I mean? But so now that I see him back after a year, no, absolutely, man. I mean, you then introduced me a bit with knowing about Punch, and then I got in with Punch, and hey, you know, I aquí estamos todavía, pero que. If you can see, he's taking a hiatus.
Kaka TV. He gave birth to him. It's all his fault.
I am responsible for a Kaka TV and Dante Cheeseburger. I'm sorry, YouTube. So I'm not fully back, but I have been. If I can find a way to get my kids exposed in a better way to boxing, to where all 3 of us can interact in Raw Boxing TV, then you will see me back, but the content will be a little different. I'll be very careful of who I let in to the chat.
Se puede ser, hermanito, because I've seen some good classic panels out there.
Of course,
where you know it's either a family oriented type of you know that each person then has, you know, you have a segment, each one has a segment of what the opinion is of what's going on, and then you kind of move on and whatnot, maybe, you know, a little bit of poking fun of whatever your opinion may be or whatever, but it's really PG and family oriented. But Punch, man, it's been like a year since we've seen Ranger. Doesn't he look like Charleston Heston in the movie The 10 Commandments, that when he came down the mountain, he's got that glow now, tiene la barbita blanca y todo. He looks like Moses, bro, coming down the mountain. And then he came in a tirar the 10 Commandments at me at Broadway Joe. I was cooking his ass.
He looking great, Raw Boxing Ranger, looking great, bro. I just think that if I do come back, like I said, we're gonna do the channel in a different kind of way, but I'm not gonna be softer. I think the YTBC needs channels that are raw, that are straightforward, that are not willing to run with the pack, channels that are willing to be lone wolves, just in defense out of the sport. Because Punch, I gotta give it to you. You stated perfect. We're witnessing an era where the business aspect of boxing is at its finest, but the sport that made us fun, you know, the very essence of the sport is gone. Yeah,
it's gone. It's gone.
And I think that, and even this year, right? And people, I see people's comment, "Oh, you always going at the fans now, Punch. You always going at the fans now," because I feel like we're responsible for. Let the business, let the Leonard Ellaby say what he wants to say. Let him say when Josh Taylor will undisputed that he brings nothing to the table, right? It's our job to be like, no. Josh Taylor's undisputed, no. But now, hey, if look, matter of fact, let's just bring it down to relevancy, right? Shakur Stevenson is being dugged by Frank Martin. This fight was supposed to happen, right? Frank Martin dugged yesterday, but people are saying, well, Frank Martin was a PBC, and maybe he's going to get the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, and he's going to get more money. You see the leeway?
And all the channels are running with it, and the fans are going with it, and they're pushing that narrative.
Like the last fight, the biggest purse that you ever made, maybe was 75,000 versus Michel Rivera. How much more money are you gonna get with Tank and Shakur Stevenson? Tank, yeah, is one of the money makers, but he's no Canelo, he's no Floyd Mayweather yet. He's not making 30 million, and you're gonna make whatever. And let's not forget, even when Miguel Cotto fought with Canelo only made $5 million, while Cotto made $15 million. So this is not like you fight Tank and you're gonna get $5 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So how much money will Frank Martin get? How much more if he fights Gervonta Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson? He was getting offered $1 million. What you gonna get offered? What, 1.2, 1.1, 1.
Yeah.
But then you got the chance to be a champion at the same time with Gervonta Tank Davis. What you got? It's like maybe a one and done.
But that's not even a realist. That's not real. That's not what's happening though. You know what I mean? That came out of nowhere, fake news that to cover up, you know, why he walked away. He walked away because he knows he was gonna get smoked, and his team didn't want that. I bet he did. But his team told him no. Because they wouldn't have signed off on it to begin with to walk away from the purse, but they agreed on the money.
Shout out to Danny Medina. Con los 2 pesos. Dímelo, mi hermano. Punch Drunk and Rap Star Boxing Out is the best. Good looking now. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to
you. Got 50% of that right, but yeah.
If boxing was to come out with a sort of system where promoters and the belt will be linked to, like, say for example, like, okay, if you don't defend your belt, this is the cap. This is what you're gonna make. If they can come up with a cap, you know, for I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather Jr. and you got this belt. If you don't fight this dude for this amount of money, this is the cap. This is all you're gonna make. Now, if you fight this dude who we know the entire world wants you to fight, then we're gonna drop all this money in your pocket, and then the belt status. And I guarantee you things will change. But the minute we keep giving these fighters and this promoters, this teams, the ability to still make a crap load of money while fighting somebody who we know he's going to beat, while fighting somebody who really he's not supposed to be fighting, while ignoring the guy that has been beating everybody and has positioned himself to fight you next. If we keep dropping all this money, think about it. Then why take the risk? And this is why fighters do what they do.
Right. I mean, right now, Tank, I can't blame Tank. He's making good amount of money
without fighting serious.
Fighting serious competition. He's on the gravy train. He's making good. He's entertaining his fans. So I mean, I that's why I don't want to talk about this young man and nowhere near the Teofimos or and the Shakurs, because he's not. It's night and day. These guys are not fighting for the same reasons. Now, I'm not going to criticize Tank. He's doing it. But then us over here, we got to stop like, Tank is pound for pound. And, you know, he's got a McDonald's belt, but we're going to call him a champion. And you know what I mean? That stuff has got to stop.
What's making it, what's making it harder, though, more than ever, is that the relevant voices, the relevant legend voices, I'm talking about Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins, that's still on the limelight, is that they're adopting it as well. When you hear Oscar De La Hoya said, no, Ryan Garcia is the man to beat, the belts really don't matter. When you got Floyd Mayweather saying, well, let Shakur fight Haney, man, the belts really don't matter. When you got Mike Tyson helping out Tyson Fury in this exhibition, and why Mike Tyson, you should be pushing the Alexander Usyk. Shame Tyson Fury to fight Alexander Usyk.
Yeah,
that's your job as the legend. He wants to be you. He wants to be great, but he's within the circus. So you got Mike Tyson within the circus of Tyson Fury versus the UFC fighter. You got the legendary fighters as well adopting that belts don't matter. These guys that are legendary fighters, that's a problem as well.
Hey man, blame that on Mayweather. He's the one who brought in that UFC guy.
No, but I'm just saying that he made a mockery.
But the thing is, you know what though? You know what though, HLD? Although what you're saying is true, ain't nobody put no gun on this promoter's head to continue this type of style of promoting, because I get it. Mayweather redesigned himself pretty much to, okay, I can't be knocking people out because I'm broke, my body's broken, so like now let me just go after the back. I get that, but just because Floyd did it, and I get it, everybody wants to make the money, but if we can find a way to make the money, right? Make the money while fighting the actual fights. And if you don't fight the fight that people want to see, then you don't make the money. If we can find that governing style, that economical governing style, that I don't care if you have to come up with it. It's like in soccer, when soccer wants a major change, they come up with a governing body that's going to create that change, and it happens. But if we can come up with that,
they don't want to be governed. They don't want to.
That's the problem.
They don't want to be governed. They want to continue working in the capitalistic system that they have, and the top guys make the money, the little guy, and they keep it moving. I mean, right now what PBC did or what Frank Martin did with Shakur is basically a slap in the face of 2023. Because we're kind of like in a little roll, we're getting good fights happening, and it's happening, and all these guys are, and then this guy in the last minute just says nah, so it puts us back to kind of like what we were going through for the past 10 years now, which is the same thing. So we'll see how this year ends. But
also these sanctioning bodies have to look at, okay, Frank Martin, you ducked it. Yo, Pitbull Cruz, you ducked this belt. Lomachenko, y'all all should be out the ranking of the
WBC.
Boom,
y'all should all be down. Because why are you gonna keep him there? You mandated and he don't want the fight, so you're gonna keep him still in the top? Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Lomachenko, Pitbull Cruz, Frank Martin should no longer be ranked in the WBC.
Yep, Cepeda too.
And then we should find a way to sort of come up with, you're gonna make this much based on your ranking. If you link everything together with money, because I'm telling you, money is the very thing that's leading everything right now. I mean, this is why they thinking of the money and not of the glory. But if we can link the glory with the money, I'm telling you, man, we can see a difference in the sport of boxing. It's not the same. I don't care how good you are. If you're fighting for $2-3 million, and then all of a sudden they tell you, yeah, but you can make 30. If you fight HLD, who is, the number one ranked or the champion or whatever the case might be, if you have those huge gaps, man, I'm telling you, there will be lions on a stake after their legendary fights. They will be prepared. They will be preparing themselves for legendary fights. Listen, it's been done before to where fighters went legends after legends, legends versus legends, fight after fight, and they made millions and millions and millions of dollars. It can be done again. And we don't have to. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you because we haven't heard you for a long while, but I believe that 2023 has been one of the best years of the sport of boxing. What do you feel about the Earl Spence and Bud Crawford? How you feel about that fight? I
feel that it was a legendary fight that took place a little later than he should have. But nevertheless, it still was a great fight. Still was a great fight. Now, in my opinion, it was kind of like the Mayweather-Pacquiao, although what a hell of a fight. But it just didn't happen when it needed to happen. You see what I'm saying? How many years have we been talking about these two fighting each other?
Yeah,
think about it.
So it was like, I felt the same way. Like, I even did a video leading up to the fight. Like, it's nothing left for me to say. We've been breaking down this fight, the X's and O's for 3 years. To be honest, if I talked about this fight, it was because I know the community is of course is irrelevant. But to be honest, me quitó el ánimo, me quitó la gana. Like, I didn't have no emotional attachment to neither of the fighters.
And let me address this comment from Blitz from Blitzbane, I kind of disagree with that. When people say, I mean, that's something that we've put in our heads and we feel very comfortable just saying, oh, it's a business first. No, it isn't. It's boxing first because money doesn't come without the boxing. It's boxing first, then the money comes. And it used to be boxing first up until 10, 15 years ago. It used to be boxing first. Now we're dealing with it with exactly that. Now the focus is business first, and that's why we don't have what we need to have from the sport side of it. If we can switch that mentality from business first to boxing first, because in reality, you can't make the money unless you go in there and box, right? So it ain't boxing first.
But the thing is,
business first. I mean,
the best fights. Look at Bud Crawford, the early true Spence. The best fight is still the best money fight.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's still the best money fight.
That's it. Look how much. Look how much. Even though that the fight was way past their prime or whatever you want to call it. Look how much money Pacquiao and Mayweather generated. You see what I'm saying? And now imagine had they fought when the entire world had the curiosity. Oh, wait a minute. This little Filipino looked like he could kill Mayweather. Or the Mayweather side would say, man, Mayweather will beat this dude. If it had happened back when it needed to be done, I guarantee you the money would have been that was generated would have been bigger.
And not only that, they forget about the rematch makes more money than the first fight.
Bing, bing, bing.
Oh, they would have fought a while ago and make all this money. The rematch, they probably could have done more than the first. Because I think that, to be honest, there was people that were still wanting to see a rematch because of the Manny Pacquiao shoulder.
And that's another thing. Rematch clause are not being respected as they used to be. It used to be that if there was a rematch clause in the contract, regardless if the A side was the winner, A side would have acknowledged the rematch. That's what we
got the rematch clause now with Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. They're going to be fighting again.
Well, this one, but again, Punch. We're talking about one set of fighters. Boxing cannot. These two fighters cannot carry the entire sport on their shoulders. Because then you got a limping table. A table has 4 legs for a reason, and they all got to be even. They all got to be even. All these top ranked fighters from all the weight divisions need to be a leg for the table. They need to be carrying the sport. We can't, as fans, we can't put the whole sport in the shoulders of 2 fighters. And watch this. This is something that pissed the hell out of me. These 2 fighters gave us a great fight. These 2 fighters actually fought. And the minute Earl Spence got almost destroyed in there, instead of us talking about how great the fights were, all you see on Twitter and on social media is the typical criticism, the memes. This was destroying everything, bro. Instead of putting your hands together, talking about what this fighter did wrong, what he could have done better, let's talk about the actual fight itself. A lot of these fighters are like nothing but high school kids behind a cheerleader talking about memes and all this nonsensical stuff. That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
That's all it is.
It's weird though. It's weird. Like me, I'm comedic, so I'm gonna have fun with certain things with the big fish,
of course,
and stuff like that. But for in the largest scale, we can't ask fighters to fight the big fight, the challenging fight, the best fight in the best, and then if one of them loses, X them out or treat them like they was garbage.
Facts.
Because that embarrassment is what keeps them, okay, I'm not going to risk it anymore. I'm going to build my name right back up, but I ain't going to risk it like that. Because if my stock is going to drop substantially, this is the reason we cannot let those stock drop. We can't let you see what and that's why I always bring up Keith Thurman. You can't, Keith Thurman, that's it. Nah, that's not a good fight with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford. What you mean? This is the era of welterweights. Same thing with the heavyweight division. I still want to see Wilder versus AJ.
Yeah.
The problem is that since the advent of social media, everybody's got a voice, and you hear more of these voices regardless of who it is, whether it's a 2-cent voice of Broadway Joe or it's Punch Drunk Boxing, one of the best on the YTBC. Everybody's got a voice, and you're gonna hear it. You know what I mean?
But they got a voice too.
You know what I mean?
And their team got a voice too. And the network got more outlets, just not the network. They got their social media platform as well, in which they could also debunk a lot of this. You see, for example, HLD. Where's Frank Martin's team? Where's the explanation? Where's PBC PR?
Well, they got their shadow people out here, and the YouTube daddies over here throwing out these false narratives. Oh, it's because he's gonna fight Tank, and they'll throw anything out, even though it sticks maybe for now, whatever, and it's not gonna stick for later on. It's just enough to soothe the bullshit right now, and everybody keeps on spreading it. Just like everybody's saying that Bill Haney and offered Shakur 50-50, 25%. And when we know they have no network, they have no funds to front load an event, they are nobodies to offer anybody a fight.
To offer $8 million.
Oh, yeah, $8 million. That means Haney's making 24. I mean, they're crazy, but you hear these in the comments, and the people, and they go with that. So they say, yo, man, no importa, bro, tira una mentira, just and these suckers out here, they're a bunch of sheep. They'll gobble it up and they'll regurgitate what we tell them because they're our sheep. You know what I mean?
Why do you I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
Why do you think that channels like who I'm talking about, I don't even want to say their names. Why do you think they got such a big following? It's because they spew the same vomit, the comfortable vomit that most of these fans want to drink. Because they're not out here to talk about boxing as it is. They're not out here to demand things from fighters because they scared that they might not get an interview with this fighter's team if I say the things I need to say. The minute all these big old channels, instead of focusing on getting an interview with whoever, if they focus on pushing the sport, that was one of my biggest issue with Bill Haney, and that's what I told him in your channel the day what are you talking about your son like he's the greater thing? I've seen better fighters than your son selling mangoes at a corner in Cuba. Stop talking about your son like give me the fights I want to see with your son. And when you got all this big mouth out here with a following, such as the Haneys, I'll give you for example, they got those 2 cheerleading channels. Well, actually more than 2 cheerleading channels. That if Bill Haney says green is now red, then
it's red.
Then all of a sudden, green is now red.
Oh yeah, they got the Haney voice out there now. Rehearsed. It's not called the Haney voice.
They say no, Bill. Green is actually green, not red. Then Bill may not come back to my channel to give me an interview. And if he doesn't come back to my channel to give me an interview, then I may not get as many views as I want.
That's exactly what Shakur Stevenson was saying day before yesterday. It's like the stuff that these medias are doing out here is just next level bullshit. And they're treating the young man no different than they're playing the same cards of hate and shit on Shakur Stevenson, just like they did Teo. They are in the same pot of shit that these phony ass channels and Hall of Fame media writers are pushing, because they are out there doing that.
I say it like this. Real cool when you're cool with somebody, right? If you're really, really cool with them, they let you. They respect you for telling the truth. They respect you for giving them credit, but also critiquing. That's me being real cool with you. If I wasn't cool with you, then I'd be like on tippy toe. Let me see if I could critique Raw Boxing TV or HLD. But if I was cool with you, we could have debates, we could argue and still don't take it personal, and still show love to one another. We still can have a drink, and I'm a Nick fan, and you an Ash.
You want to be real with the person that it is.
That is really real. Really real is not, oh, I'm cool with this guy in boxing, but if I say something, he ain't real with you. He's not gonna allow you to be you. You know what I'm saying?
The times I've communicated with Teo, I mean, it's not always rainbows and sunshines. Yo le, oye, papa, we gotta pull back here. This part I don't think is esto lo otro. Yo le digo lo que lo digo de corazón, and no malice. Is just, yo, man, I'm not in agreement with that, right? And you gotta be real. If somebody is your friend, that's what you expect them to be, is real with you. At least give you your truth of what you think and your perspective. Not that you're gonna keep on being the yes man buddy around him. And so that's what I expect from anybody who's in my circle.
That's like with the Haneys and stuff like that. And I spoke to Haney before the Gamboa fight. He like, yo, Punch, you know, you my fan. You my fan. I said, yo, my man, I don't have no problems with you. The thing is, I was going after what the WBC, the bullshit they was doing, but you gonna get the hits. If you're going to parade the shit that I'm like, yo, leave them alone and stuff like that. If you're gonna parade a belt, then you're gonna get the hits, but it's not about you, really. It's about
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's about that. And then, I understand. And you know, and what Devin told me, no, I understand you. I understand what you're saying. So you understand me. It's not hate. You understand what I'm saying.
But see, what you was telling them, it was such a truth, so hard to swallow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're telling them things that's challenging, because at the end of the day, let's be real. I'm gonna try to be as respectful as possible. The Haneys were used by the WBC as nothing but cheerleading high school cheerleaders. This people was out there flagging this belt, flagging this status, or whatever the case might be. My man, who have you fought? Where's your legend? Why is it that we're out here hungry for a Haney's night on fire? Why are we out here talking about Haney being given a gift against Lomachenko? Why are we out here? Why aren't we talking about Haney as a damn, hey, y'all got to be careful with Haney because that boy's on fire. I've never been on fire for Haney because there's nothing to offer. Now, if I was one of these fans that likes the big mouth Bill Haney out there doing all this what should I call it? Yeah. Then what they're selling me is exactly what I deserve. But me as a boxing fan, me as a somebody that wants to see two guys that when I sit on the TV, damn, I don't really know who's gonna win this fight because they're just too good.
And then you know what? See, let's say in my experience, and the same thing I say, and you know what it is? The same thing I say on the panel is the same on videos. The same thing. Me and him, we have a conversation. We have the same conversation. We used to have the same conversation like that. Like, yo, yes, I consider your son a boring fighter to me. That doesn't mean it's boring to everybody else. But this is what I explain it to him this way: whether you like it or not, whether Shakur Stevenson likes it or not, whether Teofimo Lopez like it or not, whether Gervonta Tank Davis like it or not, your names are going to be linked to one another. This is the era. Yep. Your name is going to be linked. So this is the issue. The issue is that your contemporaries, they outperforming you. It's not that you don't have a bigger win or they got a bigger win or whatever. Is they outperforming you. The reason why Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis was bigger than the undisputed guy in the lightweight division, which was Devin Haney at the time, it's because you don't captivate the imaginations, the emotions of the boxing fans. Because if you captivated the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fan, if you would have knocked out George Kambosos, yeah, you schooled them. If you would have knocked him out, people will be saying Tank and Devin. See, your style cannot shame that fight with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis because they're just entertaining fighters. So It's not that you boring, it's that compared to your contemporaries, you're not an exciting fighter. So it don't matter. Look, how never in any era you're undisputed and they questioning if you're the top dog. They didn't question that when Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. Yeah, I disputed the undisputed, but nobody disputed if he's the top dog. But you're the undisputed, and they question if you're the top dog.
I think what happened to Teofimo Lopez is the same thing that happened to Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux's worst thing was beating Donaire, and Lopez's worst thing was beating Loma, because these were the cash cows, and this positioned them this put him in a position. I'll talk about Lopez, for example. Mm-hmm. Lopez been doing, decent things in boxing, but for some reason, a lot of fans ain't, liking him because they got this. At least back when I was doing videos, it's like, oh well, he didn't really beat Lomachenko. Well, no, he did beat Lomachenko. It's like they wanted him to lose so much against Lomachenko, and when they saw him winning, they just couldn't process that. Then they went into that self-destructive state of mind where somebody's willing to lie to themselves in order to convince themselves, in order to feel good about, whatever it is that they wanted to see. Mm-hmm. And then they just kept feeding that mentality. And man, I'm sure you guys have heard it. When you repeat a lie enough time,
You still
it
believe
becomes
it.
truth in your mind. Period. That's it. I mean, but I'm
A lot of
telling
fans
you,
are like that. A lot of fans are like that.
unfortunately, yeah.
A lot of fans are like that. But you know what I'm saying? I think that we have fighters that still could get the bag and still could get legacy. The business of boxing is flourishing. And it's working. Nobody especially in 2023, we have Benavidez and Kalen Plant. We had Ryan, we had Gervonta Davis, we had Devin, we had Loma. If you say all these guys made their the biggest payday. Plant made Benavidez made his biggest payday. Tank made his biggest payday. Ryan made his biggest payday. Tio with Josh Taylor made his biggest payday. Josh Taylor made his biggest payday fighting Tio. Devin made his biggest payday fighting Loma. Loma made his he got $3 million. I'm not sure if that was his biggest payday, but with pay-per-view, probably he had his biggest payday.
Yeah.
So it's not broken. Y'all desperately trying to. It's like they want boxing to die for no reason. Like fight the fight. Y'all still getting good your money. Lomachenko, if Lomachenko fights Shakur Stevenson, it's still a big fight. Did that loss of Haney hurt him? No. Not even the loss of Pitbull Cruz with Gervonta Davis hurt him. He's still living off that loss.
Yeah.
His stock didn't drop. So keep on.
It went up
with the sport of boxing. Everybody getting paid. Everybody getting paid. And the more the more that we put the best fight in the best, and the more the promoters pay them for risking it, right? High risk, high reward. Give these fighters that pay, right? Then the little trickle with the YouTubers and these entertainers walking to the sport of boxing, we X'd it out. I'm gonna tell you like this: if it wasn't for Bud Crawford versus Earl the True Spence and Tank and Ryan and Tio and Josh Taylor, if those fights was not gonna be like didn't come through fruition 2023, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz would have been bigger. But you know what? The competition overshadowed Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. It wasn't as big as it was going to be if it wasn't for the big fights in the sport of boxing.
I agree. It's
hey,
like,
Ranger,
think about
man, you've been out, man, but since you've been out, I don't know if you were a fan back then but women's boxing taking an uptick.
I actually was a fan, but I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't been keeping up with it because when I say I'm leaving this to detox, I mean I leave it. I mean my kids will tell you. My kids will tell you. I don't sit down. I don't follow boxing. I'm gonna have to stop following it again because they're taking an interest in boxing, and if I can, like again, if I can come up with a way to involve them in the channel, then yes, I'll be back soon. But
you know what, you did that before, and you know why you cashed up.
I've done it.
You know why you caught up so easy? Because they don't fight enough.
Yeah.
So it's not like think about it. Think about it. Just think about it. If you was a fan, let's say of Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year he didn't fight. So you been for a year and Keith still didn't fight. So that's an example. You didn't miss nothing from Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
You didn't miss nothing. When did Conor Benn fight? He's supposed to be a phenom at a welterweight division. He hasn't fought.
He was too busy with the PEDs apparently.
Yeah.
Well, you could do something to the relevance that it's like maybe just a 2-day thing, you know, like a day of prediction and an aftermath of a fight, you know what I mean? And
we're thinking of something. We're thinking of
something like that where you guys, share your opinions and whatnot. And
because I'm really busy with my other channel too. And
what's the other channel? Matter of fact,
but my other channel is in Spanish, and it's about European soccer. Like it's but it's in Spanish. I mean, I have to do it. I gotta get my language. I gotta get my Spanish. I gotta keep it alive. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but I mean, that channel grew up like boom in nothing. Like I started the channel. Here I am for almost 8 months with 100 subscribers, and before you know it, I went from 100 subscribers to 6,000 subscribers, and it just took off. But I do have the time. I do have the time to do at least 2 videos or 2 live streams a week, boxing related. It's just right now I'm the guy telling me don't do it. Do
what's best for yourself, man. And the fact that channel grew for you, you're saying that means you got a passion for it. It's not que tú estás más que hablando español ahí, es que te gusta también.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I do appreciate the people that have stuck around in my channel. I mean, I abandoned my channel. We've lost almost 1,000 subscribers, but there's still like almost 3,000 there. And the algorithm has probably killed my channel. But if I do decide to make a comeback, and there's a good possibility that I will, but it'll be with my 2 oldest kids. I'll let y'all know. And
hey, Canelo Jamal Charlo coming at 3 more weeks. Canelo Jamal Charlo.
That's a great fight. That's a fight that we've been wanting to see, and it's finally, happening. You know what I mean? We're still. That's
another fight, right? Look. That was 154. That fight could have happened at 154 when Canelo Alvarez was number 1. That was when Demise Andre was a champion. Canelo was number 1, and Jamal Charlo was number 2 in the WBO. That was what? That was 2015.
Yeah. It was back there. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. Thank you, G Smooth. But yeah, man, we'll see. I love, like I said, I love the sport. I just don't love to see what's going on with the sport. I think the sport has been dropped. It's been put in the dark closet, and we only take it out once in a while so it doesn't die. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I'm saying like la verdad es que cansa. I mean, y cuando te metes, like you just saw, man.
And then after a year, I leave, right? I leave because of the fights, and I come back after a year. I come back after a year just as a guest, and I run straight into
the fire, straight into the fire.
Diablo.
Doesn't it remind you that like when you leave the hood for a long time, then you go back to the hood and you be like, damn, I missed the hood, right? And then you go back to your old block and you be like, no wonder.
That's why I was calling you like a few months ago, because I was in New York City. I was like, oh shoot, okay. Let's see if Punch the Ram, but no, I do miss it a little bit. I will tell you this time has served me to be a little more mature. I think because I was a hot fire, like my temper would click in immediately. Now I think I can have a dog barking at me and I'll still sit back and
thank God I'm not like that, man. I don't
and sip on my coffee. You know what I mean?
Yo, this guy HLD ain't even wanted peace. Even bro Joe was telling you like, yo, how can we fix this? We don't need a fix.
Nah, bro.
He want to fix it.
No, que fixe. Cuando tú enseñas el veneno de tu corazón, ya yo sé que tú eres, bro. Y eso no hay manera de arreglar. That's something within yourself. When your persona is trash and you hiding bullshit within your heart, and you got the hate in your heart, there's no fixing that with me, because you got to fix yourself. I can't fix that. There's no way me and you now having a dialogue. Once I see your
but you could have said that. But you could have said right what you just said. You could have said that right there.
No, man. Yo me lo quería comer, bro. Yo no quiero saber there's none of that, bro. Because it's just none of that. You know what I mean? You're a bigot. You're a bigot, and I'm not down with that. As simple as that. Vamos a hablar bien, respetamos. Y no hay que estar. Pero when you trying to degrade anybody for where they're from and shit, no, man, we got problems.
I'm gonna be honest with you, HLG. That's something that I used to jump. I used to squeeze the trigger fast at things like that. Now, if in fact what this brother said is, if it's true what he said, which I'm not down in your word, but I wasn't there. I didn't see the live stream at all. I think it's so easy for me to just. I mean, ignorance. It's a disease that's gonna be around forever. It just is, and I don't know, bro. It's like I'm at a stage in my life now. I'm at a point in my life where I just ain't got no time to be arguing that much with fools. You know what I mean? Like, if I say my dog is white, if you want to tell me my dog is blue, well, congratulations. You done fooled yourself. Go live a happy life. Period. You know what I mean?
To be honest, that's why I haven't hit anybody else's pant. Like I used to like debate boxing, but I'm all about dialogue. Because it got to the point where what this fighter hasn't done and look at his resume and devalue everything. It was a devalue game. I just don't want to have a debate. I want to have a dialogue, because I want to have a dialogue with people that love the sport of boxing and respect fighters at the same time. Let's throw jokes here and there to just keep the energy going, but it's not to say this guy ain't do anything. No, this guy ain't do anything. No, he fought him, or no, he was draining, and like, all right, so none of them both did anything. Yeah, what's the debate?
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. The other guy didn't do nothing. The other fighter didn't do nothing.
Mira, ese tipo borró esa cosa a las millas. La borró a las millas. Porque yo no hablo mierda. Estoy diciendo lo que yo sé, lo que escuché, y eso me encojonó. And I was like, nah, there's no need for none of that, man. No need for none of that. You know what I mean? Berating somebody. Porque, bueno, mira, esa es la vida de él. Tú no sabes la conexión que él tiene con su familia puertorriqueña que ahora él tiene. ¿Qué te importa eso a ti? What the fuck is that? Your damn business, bro. And that if I, yo lo considero uno de los míos y ya, ¿y qué? ¿Qué te importa eso a ti?
Oh yeah, Charles at the cheese. What episode?
But anyway, man. I mean, and this side, I've even sent that dude Cash App, man, when he did that crazy interview with Suleiman, because I thought it was crazy interview. But I used part of it because the only news that I got out of it was that Mauricio Suleiman said that he was going to be the mandatory.
You want to know how I got to your stream today, Punch? Because I wasn't even like looking for YouTube channels or boxing content or nothing. HLD, this involves you too. I was, on my regular soccer channel in the algorithm. I don't know how, because my channel's been inactive for a year. In the algorithm, recommended a video where HLD and I are cooking that fool that we used to work at a zoo. What was his name, HLD? The guy.
El loco ese. Yeah.
Remember?
I forgot his name.
And I was like, oh damn, I missed this dude, bro. And I flipped to my boxing channel and I see you live. And I was driving home, and that's when I clicked on it, and I put the first comment. And then I was like, let me just jump in there to dust up a little bit, to chop it up with the old dudes once again.
Yeah, man. Glad you're back for the day. I don't know how long you're gonna be here, but glad you're back.
I ran him off, bro. I filled up his tank.
Psychologically, I'm working on myself to do something with
man.
the kids. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
No importa, man. Si viene, amén. Y si no, también. Después que tú estés bien, hermano.
Facts. Yeah, appreciate that. But
but you are missed, bro. I mean, coño, como digo, bro. Ranger's the first dude. I was un novatito, and él estaba hablando. You want to hit the link? Y yo era un novato. Yo no sabía cómo hacer esta mierda ni eso. Me metí.
We got some legendary lives and shit like that. That's why I'm opening up the panels more and more. You know what I'm saying? Look, I started HD. I'm starting to open up the panel more and more.
Yo, man, we gotta get people on here, and we gotta be more calm, because I mira, yo sé que la boca mía intimida a otro, yo no sé qué, and they don't want to hit the link or anything, and no, man, it's on the normal part, the same way we're talking right now, Punch, Ranger, and I. This is the tone that we could chop it up, man, and have differences of opinions and share each other's stuff, and that's it, man. But we keeping it straight.
I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on something, because I didn't see this fight, but I have seen the little YouTube shorts and the reels and stuff. What y'all really thought about? You think that Dubois should have won that fight?
I think so.
Right? I thought so too.
I don't.
You don't think so, bro?
No.
Because I'm looking at the way he was wearing those trunks, bro. You know what I mean? And it's one of the things they tell you immediately before the fight is these trunks are too high. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to judge a low blow when you're wearing, and fighters do it on purpose. And we saw it. It's something that doesn't always happen or works, but we saw it in this fight. When a fighter lands a good shot, but because of the position of the trunk, now we're going to have a little bit of an issue judging whether it was a legit, punch or not. Mm-hmm. But me personally, I thought that he got knocked. That was a clean shot, bro. by the
letter of the rules, the ABC commissioner rules, that any punch that lands below the navel is a foul. Now, I'm not saying he hit him in the cut right then, grano. I'm not saying. I think the punch was split line, where just like anything else under your property line. If you got just the tip of your foot over my line, it's trespassing. Mm-hmm. And so, to me, that punch was split line, and it landed not in his granos, but more on his bladder, if you will. I think is where it may have, but because it landed below his navel, it's a foul. I'm just going by the rules. I'm not saying that he hit him dead in the cup, in the jewels, and that's why to me it was a now. Would he? Let's say that it's a legal punch, and they started counting. I think Usyk gets up.
Maybe, Maybe.
They start counting. He gets up. He'll dance around for two. We'll get faltaban like 2 minutos in that round. He'll run around for 2 minutes. Gets a rest for 3. That's about the 3 minutes that he got rested anyways. And we tend to forget Dubois quit.
No. I'm not here. Giving Dubois credit. Like, oh no. I'm just saying, to me, and I get the rules, but remember, aside from the rules, there's still that warning of the referee before the fight starts. There's still the warning of the referee on the referee meeting in the locker rooms. And the referee, ultimately, he is the ultimate judge in there. And in my opinion, just me, in my opinion, had I been the ref, I would have counted that. I would have. Now, like you said, I agree with you. Usyk might have he probably would have gotten up. Maybe he saw that there was no count, so he's like, let me chill here. Let me get my.
He gamed the system. I think he gamed it. I'm like, that like LeBron James make a flop and se exagera. Okay, man, la voy a vender ahora. Let me, whatever. But it didn't count. It didn't count to the point to Dubois anyway. They didn't take a point away.
But the issue is also because, let's say if you're a person that just seen the clip and the highlight, if you saw throughout the fight, Usyk was already complaining about body shots. He didn't like the body shots.
No, he wasn't. That doesn't. You're right. I mean, I'm not saying that Usyk is as delicate as Thurman is to the body, and we all know that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just by the letter of the rule, it was a foul.
So what I'm saying, by the time that did you see the fight on Ranger, or you saw the highlight?
No. Like I said, I just saw the reels and the highlights or whatever, and that's why I can't comment on the entire fight.
Let me say, throughout the fight and leading up, every time Dubois went to the body, and I remember I was doing it. I was saying on Twitter, I was going on play by play. Go to the body, his body. Why nobody going to the body on Alexander Usyk? When he started going to the body, he's like to the referee, but he wasn't hidden. It wasn't hidden below. Then when he hit him to the body and he went down, the referee already was geared because he kept on complaining about body shot, and I think that's why he didn't start counting, because Usyk already geared that referee. Like, yo, hit him to the body, the body.
Well, he was hitting him to the hip early on too, in which Usyk was complaining about. He hit him a couple of times on the ass, and so he was like, "Oye, ¿qué está pasando aquí?" I don't think it would have been a knockout, and sure. I personally don't think so. I think he would have gotten up. He would have gotten up. It's not a liver shot. He would have gotten up, and he would have danced around. That's what I feel like it would have been anyway.
I just thought to bring it up because I was kind of curious. I seen that
punch.
It's a
good debate.
I seen the punch, and I'm like, okay, I get the rules, but the rules also state that the ultimate judge and the ultimate decision is called by the ref, and then that each individual judge is left up to him whether he wants to listen to whether he wants to score.
So the judge is up to the referee's discretion, and so that's what the problem we have. The problem I don't have is that I think what the problem is that we don't have a consistent of the rule fight per fight, and it's always at the discretion of an individual judge to call it as he wants fit or sees fit, and I think that needs to change. They need to have more standardized rules for aquí, this and that, and we don't have that. There's not uniformity.
I think that the trunks should be an unbreakable rule regardless of status in boxing. Like, you cannot wear your trunks higher than a certain point. That's one. And then 2, I don't know if is boxing using VAR to where a ref can go back and look at a slow motion.
Some fight in Vegas you're allowed to use slow instant replay, but where they were at they don't.
Charles read my mind, because this is one of the things happening in soccer. Like what HLD just said, it's happening in soccer. Like, you got a rule. Mm-hmm. And in every single match, a different referee plays around with that rule at will. And sometimes it takes VAR for that ref to go and say, oh, wait a minute, I made a mistake. And then he's forced to recall his decision. I don't know.
It should happen because remember, there's also it's 5 people. Is the ref in the ring? There's the 3 judges, and then there's the ref outside the ring.
Correct.
Where somebody get knocked down, he's counting, and then he look at the other referee.
Correct.
So the other referee should be like, because sometimes I see it in fights when the referee caught a knockdown, a slip, or vice versa. and the referee would be like, no, that was a slip, and they or no, that wasn't a headbutt. He would ask the outside referee if that was a headbutt, yes or no, whatever. Like they've done that in fights, so I think they should implement that other ref outside as well.
Well, they need to use VAR.
More so than anything.
But even if let's say we use VAR, when we slow down and you see where the punch landed, and the rules are that the punch has to be above the navel. That means look at where the punch landed, and right below that glove, you're telling me that's where his navel is at. And if you make a dot right there, you're gonna say like, no, ahí no está el ombligo de ese hombre.
But then it could still be corruption even with the video. Remember the
well, they could be.
Remember the what's his name? The Andrew Maloney fight with Joshua Franco when they said it was a headbutt in 2 rounds, and it was like a replay for half an hour, and there was no headbutt, and they still count the headbutt. Yeah. They did a replay slow motion for 30 minutes on ESPN Live. And it still there was no headbutts, and they still counted as a headbutt.
Es que lo que yo te estaba diciendo in the article that I was reading maybe a month and a half ago, where we don't want to accept that sports in America, match fixing is legal as long as there is no money, corruption involved. So if a promoter of a league, of a fight says, yo, judges, making things made in favor of a certain fighter is what we want, that's what we're going to get. Judges, same thing. Referees, same thing. As long as there's no corruption involved and it's just to benefit the promoter and to make more money, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero mi hermanos, ya tú sabes, I'm about to cut it off. HLD, Raw Boxing TV. Bienvenido otra vez.
Damn, man, I only cooked that one guy. I had Champ Side. I had Rick Ramos and Jessica McCaskill online.
We're going live tomorrow.
I want to smoke those 2 fools too. Who else I had, bro? Anyway, who got them?
We go live tomorrow. We go live
Ranger,
tomorrow.
man, it's a blessing, man. I'm happy to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Hopefully everything con la familia bonita, bro. Dios me lo bendiga, yeah, bro.
Excellent, excellent. I appreciate it.
Everybody in the chat, everybody, all the members, all the people that contributed with the like, smashing the like button, subscribing, donating, everybody, Queso in the building, Cesar, even on the mano, Raw Boxing TV, HLD. You got anything else? Last thoughts?
No, like I said, if I do decide to come back, I'll let y'all know, and then we'll make it known to the peoples, and then I appreciate the support. I will come back. I just can't give a date. I have to really think of what to do with the kids, because I don't want to come back by myself, because, you know, but
we got to mark down on the calendar the lunar celestial. A ver qué día fue que él vino. He'll come back at the next full moon.
Yeah, for sure. But it's been great chopping it with you too, man. Y'all two are my boys, man.
Absolutely, Ranger. God bless.
Hey, God bless.
Ahí nos vemos, hermanito.
Cuídense, que Dios me lo bendiga.
Amén.